This land, our land, is our Zimbabwe, a land of peace for you and me. Once born in pain and segregation, but now we live in harmony. Now flies the flag, our nation's glory. We live with pride inside our hearts as we all stand to build our nation. This our land, our Zimbabwe. Though I may go to distant borders, my heart will yearn for this my home. For time and space may separate us, and yet she holds.
Share the video, guys. Share the video. Share the video and send your comments.
Inside my heart, I'll make a stand to build this nation, this my land, my Zimbabwe. Our nation's glory. We live with pride inside our hearts as we all stand to build our nation. This is our land, our we live with pride inside our hearts as we all stand to build our nation. This our land, our Zimbabwe.
Yes, how are you? How are you, folks, in all parts of the world? I hope you're all fantastic in all parts of the world. My name is Emmanuel Commander Philip Simon. I hope you're all okay. I hope you're all okay. Right. Let's come to a short program whereby we are talking about. You know what? Today I came up with a small topic. This topic, guys, don't take this so. Don't take it so. You know what? Don't ever change it to another topic. But let's discuss today. You know, I am sick and tired of people saying, Sesidubeke. You know, we want to discuss about that. You know, every time whenever we talk about things, you hear people saying, Prafil, Tina Sesidubeke. You know what? I'm not attacking anybody, but we want to discuss about this today as brothers and sisters. My brothers from Matebeleland. Mashasela Mavala Bunjan, please let other people join in. Today we want to talk about this thing of saying Sesidubeke. You know, I want to ask, when people say Sesidubeke, whenever we talk about politics in Zimbabwe, everyone will say Sesidubeke. So today we want to talk about an issue of my brothers from Matebeleland. Don't take it personal. Don't ever take this personal, because it's part of a program which I always plan when I do my research. And today I came up with a topic of my brothers from Matebeleland. In every post I post on social media, it's called a provocation post. Whatever I post on social media, I'll be provoking for a topic. So whenever you see me doing that thing, I'm provoking a topic. Don't take it personal. And today we want to talk about this thing of saying, Tina Skatede, Tina Sestinio, Tina Skatede, Tina Sestinio. What do you mean by Tina Sestinio? You know what? 1999, Zimbabwe went for a referendum in Matabeleland. The opposition won all seats, almost every seat. The opposition won in Matabeleland. In 2000 and something, or was it 2002? They went for an election. The opposition won almost everything in Matabeleland. Matabeleland has never been won by a ruling party. I mean, when we are talking about the percentage. So we have seen some by-elections in Matabeleland, and we are seeing the ruling party, which you all say Sesidubeke Kakhulu, it's Sesidubeke, but they are winning seats. They are winning seats. But you are saying Sesidubeke, but they are winning seats. Meaning that they will be in charge for another long time. But then you're saying Sesidubeke. Right? We have seen some squabbles in the last few months. Right? 2018, there was a general election. Matabeleland, the opposition here win almost every seat. But today, you are the same people editing Sesidubeke. Is it because? Let's discuss. Let's not fight here. Let's discuss. Let's not fight. Anyone wants to join in? Ask for a link. I'll send you the link straight away so that you can come in. I'll give you the link. Anyone wants to come in, then you can join me. I don't want to talk on my own. Is it because we don't care about our country? I don't vote. I don't have a political party. I don't support anybody. But I want to see a better country, a better Zim. But internally with the Sesidubeke, do you vote someone because his name is Philip Sibanda in politics? Do you vote someone because his name is Chitongo in Zimbabwe? I'm talking about my brothers from Matabeleland today. Don't take it personal. We have seen some squabbles between Thokozani Kupe and Nelson Chamisa in the last few days. Right. And all of a sudden, Sibanda inkinga basebenzisa osobhuku ukwethusela izakhamizi. Right. This is what you want to iron about. Share this video, guys. You know, whenever, let's insult one another. Let's insult one another on this program. But after the program, we shake hands. We continue. We love one another. So my question is, what has happened? Ukuthi abantu have decided ukuthi lithi i-ruling party ithathe eMatabeleland lina lithi Sesidubeke Kakhulu. Just tell me. Don't be afraid. What has happened? What wrong? Kuyini osokukubi osokuthi kona sure ngendlela the young man Chamisa athanyele ngayo ngo-2014 namhla ngo-2018 namhla usewumuntu omubi. Is it because uselwe lo mama uMaqhupe? I'm not defending him. I'm not. But we need to know here what is happening. We know okwenzakalayo. All of a sudden, uNelson Chamisa said ukuthi khona usewumuntu omubi or umama uMaqhupe usewumuntu omubi. But lithi lifuna ukutshintsha ilizwe. So tell me, ukuthi nxa abantu besithi sesidubeke kakhulu. So what does that mean? Ama-comments niyawabona sibili. Uvuka Zimbabwe, I can see you. Ugift Impofu niyawabona ama-comments enu. Yes, the people of Zimbabwe don't know how to vote Sibanda, and uKhupe laye wrong vele. No, listen guys, let's talk. Anyone wants me to give me link, Skulumenini Sonke. This is a program whereby we are not, and let me correct you. We don't want to insult any political party here. We don't want to insult any political party here. We want to enjoy this program together as a team, as a family, right? But all of a sudden, Nelson Chamisa has become an enemy of you people from Ematebeleland because ulelo mama umama uMaqhupe. UMaqhupe has become an enemy to you because of this thing. Are you sure? Ukuthi liyavuma ukudivide lodwa, livuma ukudivide lodwa, liphinde lisafe futhi. Is that what you are telling me, people of Zimbabwe? You allowed to be divided by a small thing. People of Zimbabwe, by a small thing, you get divided to a point that you want to suffer more and more. Is that what you're telling me? I'm not saying support Thokozane Kupi, I'm not saying support Nelson Chamisa, but I'm saying to you, every time whenever I post something, people say, if I show you the number of messages I get a day, you won't believe it. Whenever I post about anything, I'll be pausing, I'll be trying to engage a topic. Don't ever see me on social media think I'll be engaging, I'll be provoking a topic. So my question is, today let's talk about this thing. Sesidubeke Kakhulu. That's what I want to hear from you. Sesidubeke Kakhulu. Kuyini esokulidinile oluyenza ukuthi you know what? You sacrifice. You sacrifice. You sacrifice ukuthi lidubeke more and more and more and more and more. You keep on suffering. You are saying sesidubeke kakhulu. So tell me ukudubeka kwenu. Don't look at me. You every time when you talk sesidubeke kakhulu, I need to know what sort of ukudubeka, because you know what, guys, it's your time, it's your future. You vote whoever you want to vote. But the people of Matebeleland, my brothers and sisters, you know what? It's high time we attack this topic. Don't get upset. It's a topic which needs to be addressed. If you tell me that you have suffered enough, so why you keep on making same mistake? So why can't you form a political party which you say that is our party? But we are good at talking. Sesidubeke Kakhulu. So what is the way forward? You are now afraid to come and tell me the way forward. Anyone wants to be added, we can talk. I can add as much as so many people here on this platform. Every time we talk about this, Sesidubeke Kakhulu. So you tell me, Sesidubeke Kakhulu, what is ukudubeka kakhulu? When you know what? In every by-election, you give the ZANU-PF is winning. But you keep on saying Sesidubeke Kakhulu. So you are sacrificing ukudubeka more and more. I'm not saying don't vote ZANU-PF. Vote ZANU-PF if you think you want to vote ZANU-PF. You have got your freedom of expression. But you keep on saying Sesidubeke Kakhulu. I posted something today on social media about Obert Impofu. Mana who ate Masilela Lapana. Mana, let me add you. Nyash. Let me add you, Nyash. Just give me 1 second. Tell you what, guys. Me, I'm a man of my words. And I don't come to make people happy. I do my topic as it is. Nyasha, let me look for you there, Nyasha. 1 second, Nyasha. Nyasha. One second, Nyasha Williams. Nyasha Williams. William. Nyasha William. There, I can see you. Nyasha William. Right, I'm adding you, Nyasha. You know, Nyasha William, I can see you there. Right. Send me a message, Nyasha. Just say hi to me. Um, just say, I've sent you a link, Nyasha. Right, I've sent you a link, Nyasha. Join that link. You know, not to Magunjan. I can see you guys. Lapana Nduna Mlambo. Now, people are looking for miracles. Chinese alone will not conquer. Listen, you know, Nyasha, check your phone. Check your phone. Guys, anyone wants to come in today, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, you know, and enjoy. Nyasha, check your phone now. Check your phone. I've added you there. I've added you there, Nyasha. I've sent you a link. Yes. After Nyasha. No, I can send you Tawanda. I can send you Tatenda. I can send you as well. Tatenda, don't worry. I can send anybody. I can send you. You can come in as much as you want. Tatenda. Let me check you there, Tatenda. Don't worry. This link, you can come in as well. Nyasha, check your phone. Let me check Tatenda. You know, people of Zimbabwe, you are selfish. You are all selfish. You talk too much. Too much talking. Tatenda, one second. Tatenda. Tatenda. Send me a message, Tatenda. Just say hi to me because I can't see you there, Tatenda. Just say hi to me, Tatenda. Send me a message and say hi to me, Tatenda. Nyasha, check your phone. Check your phone, Nyasha. Tatenda, people. Tatenda. There, I can see you there. No, Tatenda. I can't see Tatenda there. Tatenda. Send me a message, Tatenda. Okay, cool. Please, Ed. Send me a message, Tatenda. Send me a message. Send me a message, Tatenda. I can't see you there. I can't see you there, Tatenda. Send me a message. You know what, the people of Zimbabwe, you are selfish. You talk too much. Too much talk without any construction. You talk too much. You have got nothing. You just talk without any building. Sesidubeke. You always say Sesidubeke. When I say, like, what is the solution? Sesidubeke. You can't even answer yourself. Nyasha, I'm waiting for you, Nyasha. I sent you a link. Tatenda, I can't see you, Tatenda. Just say hi to my inbox, Tatenda. Just say hi to my inbox, Tatenda. Chumka, we cannot stand for our, yeah. Just, right. Tatenda, send me a message on my inbox. Then I'll send you the link. I'll send me a message on my inbox. Nyasha, I sent you a link there. I sent you a message. Right. I can see Nyasha, but Tatenda can't see you. Nyasha, I've sent you a link. Just follow that link, and then Tatenda can't see you. Tatenda can't see you. Tatenda. Tatenda, you don't have a surname on Facebook, so I can't see your surname. I can only see Tatenda, but you don't have a surname. Nyasha, I'm waiting for you. I'm tired because people follow names, not. Thank you. You know what? Zimbabweans, you talk too much. Too much. You talk too much. Especially my brothers. Today I'm talking about my brothers from a Tebeleland. Attack me, but after the topic we are fine. Accept my right. Nyasha says accept the right. I can see you there, Tatenda. Good. Right, Tatenda, you are my friend now. Let me send you a link in the Tatenda. Good, Sonny. And I've sent you the link. Nyasha, follow that link. Follow that link to open the link, Nyasha. Follow the link and let me know. You know what? My brothers, Nyasha, I've sent you the link. Anyone wants to come in, I'll send you the link. I am sick and tired of my brothers from Matebeleland. I want to be honest with you. And I don't care because this topic, we want to build our country. We want to build our country. I am sick and yes, I can see Nyasha there. Nyasha is in there. Nyasha, you're there now, Nyasha. Right, very good. I enjoy when I talk with other people. Nyasha, you are in there. Nyasha, yes, I'm saying, Nyasha, you are in now. Well done, Nyasha. Yes, Nyasha, how are you?
How are you, Mrs. Vanda?
I'm all right. Can you see me, Nyasha?
Yes, I can see you clearly. I can see you
Very
clearly.
good, young man. How are you? How is things?
Things are fine. You were just seeing the economy kuphela enzima le.
Right, Nyasha, where are you?
I'm in Blawayo.
Very good, Nyasha. I think a lot of people accept us today. What do you think about this
Yes.
topic, first and foremost?
This is a very good topic that I've seen especially indaba yekuthi ngikona abantu Sesidubeke kakhulu abantu bakhala Sesidubeke kakhulu.
Very
Then
good.
the question like I had said earlier that I think Tina, for example, I'll touch in Matebeleland yona ngokwayo.
Yeah.
There are so many candidates that have came kuma elections. We have had Welshman Ncube.
Yeah.
We have had Dr. Nkosana.
Yes.
We have Umqondisi, we have Umazlankata. Just to name a few, they've came and contested wanting to be president. But abantu bakithi lapha, they don't know who to vote for. Suka kungene le issue le ekachamisa lo Makhuphe. Ukuthi abantu bathi uMakhuphe wrong, uchamisa la usengo wrong kathesi.
Very good.
For example, mele siqale sikhangele indaba yokuthi uMakhuphe yena kuqala eze kufika esikhathini sokuze kucine kuliwa kathesi esokungena amasotsha sokungena bekuvele kufuze kungene bani kusifa yena uThwangirai. That's where the question is. So abantu kabasavumi ukuthi babone ububi bukaChamisa, sebefuna ukuthi babone ububi bukaMakhuphe because usebuye ngearmy sokubuye lani. Laye uMakhuphe ngendlela asuke wasebenza ngayo wangena ngayo isuke yaba wrong. Because usuke sesebenzisa sengani sesetshenziswa ngabantu bezani. Ikanti ebebuye kahle ngephathi yakhe wazimela yedwa sabakwazi ukuthi hayi lo ngumuntu wakithi nguye umuntu obele simvotile. Kahle kahle vele abantu bakithi ukunto okuthiwa ikuvota kahle kahle yikho lapho kulenkinga khona ukuthi kahle kahle ukuvota sivotelana. Abanye nje abantu yikho basuka besetshenziswa baphiwa inkonxa baphiwa amankomitsho imumbu amarayisi. At the end of the day sebelahleka, then ama elections sedlulile sebevukile umuntu abade bemfuna sebebuya bekhala sesithi Sesidubekile sesikhala Sesidubekile, but all along besithiya thina abantu abakithi esibazingcono sifaka abantu esingabaziyo.
Very good, because let me be honest with you, young man. Nyash, you live in Zimbabwe. Yes. You live in Zimbabwe, young man. Yeah, and
yes,
you are young. I can see you are young. You know what?
Yes.
How much suffering have you guys had? That, I mean, I know what you want. We don't want to talk bad about ZANU-PF. If anyone wants to support ZANU-PF, but you know what? Ngendlela abantu abasafa ngayo. What sort of a country do you want? What sort of do you want a country with a strong opposition, or you want a country whereby there's tug of war?
We want a country with the big opposition. Kube free. In fact, we want a country whereby everyone is free to stand. Ukuthi yena ufuna ukwenzani kahle kahle. That's the country that we want. Look at America, look at UK. They've got democracy. They are free to support whoever they want, whoever can contest, and that's the Zimbabwe that we want. But currently in Zimbabwe, that is one thing that we don't have.
Very good. Because you see, Nyasha, you know what? I don't want to lie to you. You are young man. I don't want to know your political party.
Yes.
I don't want to know your political party. That is your secret, young man. I don't even want to know. But at the moment, there is nothing wrong to support ZANU-PF. There is nothing wrong to support Makhuphe. There is nothing wrong to support whoever. But if I can ask you, a question, which party do you think is actually challenging the ZANU-PF?
Okay. The party that is actually challenging ZANU-PF is Dr. Nkosana.
Okay.
If only people had listened and seen how the strategies Iowa 7s to take how ZANU-PF is behaving, you would understand. You would actually see what this man is really fighting ZANU-PF. Abanye abakhona MDC Alliance, Makhuphe, obani banama parties that have came ade khona wonke la. It's one and the same with ZANU-PF. Because for example, let me talk about MDC Alliance. MDC Alliance, they've been in parliament before Belo Twangirai. bathe bebesidla izimali bephiwa izimota besenzani. When it came to ama-elections ka-2018, they started ukuthi sebesithi ama-political reforms, ama-election reforms. But the question is, you have been in parliament for almost years and years. Kathi why lingakhulumi ngama-platforms on lawa ukuthi now you want ama-reforms in the election? So
okay.
They're not actually fighting ZANU-PF. They are ZANU-PF, and they are the same with ZANU-PF. So Unkosana, actually, I was one person who was always against Unkosana. But when I met him, we are as a contester in our constitution, he was wahlala lami phansi one-on-one, and he explained, and I saw what this guy is really fighting ZANU-PF. Ama ideologies akayo kuluma, they're actually for fighting ZANU-PF. Because he wasn't talking about giving people a t-shirt, giving people mumvu, but his ideology nje ayivele ecacile kahle kahle ukuthi hayi ama ideology akhe lawa mahle.
Right. Let's go back to the topic now, Tendai. I mean, Nyasha. It's Nyasha.
Yes, it's Nyasha.
Right. If I can ask you this now, what have you seen? I mean, I don't take this personally, Nyasha. Don't take this personal. There's a thing of my brothers and sisters from Matepeleland. You know, in everything, they always say, Kati, when Nyasha, I wanted to Sesidubeke Kakhulu. Hey, Uhluphe salubonayo. What did you Uhluphe? What Uhluphe did you have at your age?
The only Uhluphe silalo is the youth getting jobs. And that one is really a challenging issue. In terms of food, siyakubona lokhu lokunye currency and stuff, but in the most generation yethu youth not getting jobs. That one is a big challenge.
So okay, that's good. So
it's affecting the money.
Nyasha. So not getting jobs. Gulomtele volume that tender, make sure volume yakho steep or anything. Don't listen to your device. So Nyasha, if I can ask you, one of you guys, ule volume, who is it? One of you will voice a Pumela. Right. If I can ask you, Nyasha, before I bring Steve, don't go there. Nyasha, so do you see yourself getting a job with the current situation, or probably in the next 10 years, and get a pension at your age?
Okay, you can come again. The question, the network was acting up. You can.
I said, okay, of course you might be working or you're doing something else. Can you see, with the tug of war of what is happening in Zimbabwe right now, with the tug of war of some political parties are fighting each other, do you see yourself getting a decent job and start getting a pension for your future?
No, as of now, with the current situation, I don't see that, because the money itself is actually losing value daily. So pension yakhona iyabiza vela ngapi, because imali yakhona today kuyafakwa, let's say you're earning something like 5,000 RTGS in your account. 5,000 RTGS, osiphatheleni irate it's already past that. 100 user is now close to 6,000. You pay the pension yakhona even izabuya, it won't buy you a house, it won't get you anything.
Right. Hold on, Nyasha. Mr. Steve, how are you, bro?
Hey, Fitza. Can you
don't want to be seen today. You're avoiding yourself. You're hiding because you don't want to be seen.
No. Camera, it's way up there, so my chair is a bit low. I'm thinking I relax. I'm asking it. Move behind the scenes.
Okay. Right. Steve, let's go straight to the topic here, my brother.
Yes.
I know I'll get a lot of sticks, but that's part of my job. That's part of your job of getting a lot of sticks.
Yeah,
I provoke a topic every day. I am sick and tired about you, Steve, and my brothers and sisters from Matepeleland. I want to make it straight. We have got a tendency of saying, Sesidiniwe, when you talk about politics. Every time we talk about Sesidiniwe, why do we always say things like this?
Right, Philip, I'm going to put you on the spot for a minute here.
Yeah.
The bad thing about it is that I'm also somebody who's very much used to interviews, you know, and when you are sick and tired of people saying sebedini, if I were to reverse it to you, Philip, and then I'll say to you, Philip, what would you do as somebody from Matebele land to bring about change? And if so, why have you not done it up to now?
I won't be allowed to be divided. That question is directed to me by you now as a journalist as we work together. I won't allow anyone to divide us. I won't vote a candidate because his surname is Steve Swanda. I don't do a look at that. I look at someone who is my generation, someone who comes with a campaign of telling me, promising me that he's going to do this. That's what I'll do.
So in this case, what have the people of Matebeleland done to say that bona when uze ufike to that extent yokuthi usudiniwe ngabo, you are sick and tired? What is it that they have done for them to deserve that kind of statement? Because victim abantu, the people of Matebeleland have gone through a lot, right? They have gone through a lot, and one Bulawayo is very much underdeveloped. Why is that the case? It's only now that we actually had an upgrade of the airport after how many years of independence?
So who is to blame there when you say that? Who is to blame?
Well, the divide and rule was there a long time ago. The divide and rule has always been there, and unfortunately, it affects the people.
Well, Steve, you voted for your MP. That is where you go and ask the MP you voted for to go and put a armor weight in the parliament, Steve. That, yes, it is an excuse. I understand that, Steve. I understand that. But, Steve, we are coming. In 3 years' time, we'll be having an election in Zimbabwe. An election which can change Steve's children. An election which can change Tatenda's children.
Listen, there was a time, unfortunately, I go straight to the point, Philip. Look, I know some people may say, Lo muntu yahlanya.
No. That's what we want. Let them say that.
But wait, in my view, I've always said this on your program before this one, and I always say this. The problem that we have in Zimbabwe is actually the fact that we actually do not have opposition. We don't have opposition. We had EMDC back in about 98, 99 Konale, and that was then. Now we don't have opposition. Look at what is happening right now. That is a classic example of, we want to say that we want to bring about change, but we have people who we think are the opposition taking each other, kicking each other, getting each other arrested. What on earth is that? What are we doing? What are we doing? Mina, I may agree with Nyasha, city kona nga ukuthiwa ngubani unkosana moyo omunye ngeke ngabona lapho bhale imessage yakhe sithi uSimba Makoni if they had won ama elections, maybe, but if we are with OMDC okulabo chamisa ababelokhu besithi lapho engahlangana khona labo Trump esiqambela amanga sibe labo khupha ababe besiyabopisa OMDC ngoba bona kuthiwa icourt yibo abamele bebe besendaweni khathe sokuphuma indaba yokuthi abalalisi. What on earth is that? It's cat and mouse. It's cat and mouse. Do those people, let me ask you something, Philip. Do those people have the interest of the Zimbabwean people at heart?
I understand your question, but
the question is, wait, the question, Philip, is, do the people who are in whatever MDC faction or fiction or function, whatever it's called, do they have the people of Zimbabwe at heart?
That is a very good question, which, I mean, when we see them, we think they do. When we see them, I cannot answer for them. But that is a very good question, because Do we that then I will have to put a question on top of that? That do we have to have a split on top of each other then? That is the question which I cannot answer for them.
I can feel you. Why is it that they are splitting in the first instance? If
I
you
don't
get
know.
if you
Maybe
get to
everyone wants to be a leader or is greediness. I don't know what it is.
exactly, and it goes back to the question that I've asked you: do they have the people of Zimbabwe at heart, or bafuna okulina amapockets?
Steve,
Yeah,
I'm glad that you came in when we started the. Just hold on there, Steve. Tatenda, welcome, young man. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Fine.
Okay.
Mate Steve is part of us. He's a journalist as well. What brings you here,
Okay.
Tatenda?
National issues, of course. I think as our generation, I think we should start to take seriously some of these things and just not pretend that we don't know anything. Or we might not know much, but I think it's high time we start, with the little that we know, show that at least we are interested and we are concerned with what's happening. So, and I think I've been listening to Steve, and I think he raised a good point in that, why we are where we are now. I think we don't have a good opposition. Because what I remember, I was telling some of my friends to say, if you really want to have a good ruling party, then you also need to have an equally, competitive opposition party, because it will always keep the ruling party like on its toes. So when the opposition, it's very relaxed and it's not focused in terms of what they must be doing, then of course you are likely going to have a ruling party that will only do as much as the opposition is doing. They won't really do much anyway because they don't feel the need to do anything. So if we don't have an opposition party that is functioning, that is ideologically sound, and that is well organized, then what then can we expect from ZANU-PF? They can't do much. They can't be incentivized to do anything or to try to change the circumstances, because whoever is behind them is not pushing them to run fast. So they will simply keep up just to make sure they are just a step ahead of their competitor. So that's all they need to do. But at the end of the day, the people will suffer, because the ruling party will not meet up to the needs of the people in that regard. So yeah, I think Steve managed to raise like a very crucial point, because at this age, I don't think with how ZANU-PF is organized in terms of its structures, in terms of everything, we can't have an opposition party that splits 5-6 times in under 15 years. That we cannot expect to have an opposition like that, because each and every election year they have had a split before the elections, and that split ultimately affects their performance in the national elections. So at the end of the day, we keep going back to the same position that we were in 2000, 2005, 2013, 2014, same thing, 2020, same thing is happening. So as long as we have an opposition like that, oh well, I don't think the concept of us removing or changing the situation will ever change. And also another thing to also add to what Steve has said is that the problem, I think, to take it from what Professor Jonathan Moy once said, is that our opposition lacks the nationalist agenda. So what it basically means is that because they lack the nationalist agenda, their interests are not there for the people, for the greater majority. Their interests are there to save whoever is funding them. So then ultimately the struggle becomes about money, becomes about who is in power. That's why you see again the struggle, they fight over positions, they fight over party assets and so forth, because the end goal for them is how much money can I be able to take in whilst I'm at the helm of the party? How much power can I have whilst I'm at the helm of the party? And the again, their issues then don't revolve around the interests of the people of Zimbabwe. It's all about power. It's all about greed. It's all about money to them. And for me, like, I wonder and I struggle with the logic that you have an opposition executive member, for that matter, who leads the opposition, but is also representing people from the ruling party who are being accused of corruption. So people always tell me, the bar rules and so forth, the law jargon. But to me, in terms of principle, it doesn't make sense to have, Job Sikala representing Walter Mzembe on corruption charges, to have Tendai Biti representing Gideon Gono on corruption charges, to to have Nelson Chamisa representing some some ruling party companies on whatever charges that they are being leveled against. Same with Fadzai. So it's always the same executive of the ruling party. They represent the same executive of the opposition party. They represent the executive of the ruling party on corruption charges that we feel like if they are arrested, well, we can then start to see accountability from our leaders. But then when those charges are filed, you see again the same executive of the opposition coming to their defense and representing them in the court of law. And in all cases, they've been found not guilty. So when we start to argue on that perspective in terms of principle, if we are fighting corruption, what is the logic would then make a lawyer from another side of the political side come to the defense of another person being accused of corruption? For me, that
Tatenda.
logic doesn't work.
Yeah,
So I feel
Tatenda.
like at the end of the day, yeah.
Tatenda, you are very right, and to me that just is a demonstration of the fact. Are we live, Philip?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so what Tatenda is saying is a demonstration of the fact that these people are in the same WhatsApp group. That's what it means. They're in the same WhatsApp group. Badla bonke, yabo. So at the end of the day, up until we have a proper opposition that stands, listen, Philip, that stands for the people, then we've got progress. Uma, we have people, the opposition that looks at their pockets to line their pockets. I will have to students. Natural school there's nothing that way.
Right.
It's the same issue.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
27. And if you don't mind me asking, are you in the diaspora? Are you living outside of Zimbabwe?
Yeah, I've been in the diaspora for like 2 years or so. But yeah, I think I called earlier. I'll be going back to Zim very soon.
No. I don't care. But young man, the way you speak, you don't hesitate of what you are saying. You don't repeat yourself. And I can see that, you are talking sense, same as everyone here. So what sort of Zimbabwe do you want? I mean, we are 3 years away or 2.5 years away from the election. What sort of an opposition are you in? I'm not saying don't vote Zambia. Maybe don't vote Zambia. But what sort of an opposition are you willing to vote for? If you are voting for the opposition.
For me, I think I just don't want an opposition that is always playing victim to like the situations at home and the situations, especially when they are asked to be accountable to the areas that they are responsible for. Like in terms of city councils, for example, we understand they are not in central government, but they are in charge of city councils. So if things are not going right in city councils, we would want someone who is accountable, who can give us answers and explain to what is really going on without really bringing ZANU-PF into the mix and explaining why it's so difficult for them to implement certain things and why there's involvement of central government in municipal duties and so forth. Because at the end of the day, what I would then ask is, why are you then contesting for those council positions if you know you are incapacitated to deliver the services that are essential for the people? So I feel like I need an opposition which is able to be accountable, one that plays victimhood to a minimum, and that always try to find solutions despite the challenges that are thrown at them. Because I believe a good leader is someone who is able to work and find solutions despite the challenges that the person is facing. So whenever you ask someone why they haven't delivered the results that they promised they are going to deliver, and the best they could do is blame someone else or try to find excuses to why things are not happening, I don't feel like that's an opposition party or an opposition institution that can give me hope that at least things can be better in Zimbabwe. Because I look at things from this perspective. We don't necessarily need one party, one big party that is efficient in Zimbabwe, but we just need leaders who are effective no matter which side of the of the political spectrum they are. Because if you look at South Africa, you have EFF holding ANC accountable for their actions. You have also ANC members also trying to hold EFF accountable, same with the DA and so forth. So you don't really need one big party to be efficient or to replace one inefficient big party with another inefficient big party. We just need, if you are responsible for a council, if you are responsible for a municipality, deliver in the area that you took responsibility for and that you swore you're going to deliver the services that are under your jurisdiction. Not for you to then come and tell me why it's so impossible for a town clerk or the mayor of a city to deliver certain things or to provide clean water or to tar the roads. There are always excuses after excuses. If you take up that office, then deliver. Such that when you then go to parliament or whenever you campaign and do whatever you can then tell people that, look at us, we were given this mandate in our own area, and this is what we are doing to show you that we can be able to deliver once we are in government. But when you have two sides that are always blaming each other for why they are failing, then we can't really be hopeful and expect that things going to be changed or will change or going to be better. For me, I feel like we are not going anywhere. So for me, I want a situation where if we can have an opposition that can really push the ruling party in terms of service delivery, in terms of even governance, in terms of constitutionalism, and an opposition that can lead by example, that can show par excellence in all those areas, then of course, ZANU-PF, at one point or another, I feel like they will need to be forced to adapt or to change, or even, push. They will need to push and change certain things. But I feel like the way things are, they just feel like, okay, we are relaxed because we really don't have a competitive opposition party. So they're not keeping us on our toes. So we can do whatever we want. So it's an element of crisis of leadership from both sides. But if we can have an opposition party that can really set par excellence in terms of everything, then I should be okay. And why, again, I think I'm tough on opposition party is because that's the government in waiting, or that's the alternative government. So if you want me then to think otherwise about or voting for the current government in power, you need to show me why you are better than the one that is in power. Not to say, oh well, since they are failing, you really need me to be in power so that I promise you I'll do things differently. No, I don't want that. I want you to lead by example, to show me that you can be able to do things better in the current field or service you are, or the area you are, and then at least I can be rest assured that if I am to put you in power, then I'm guaranteed that you're going to do things differently. But if you don't respect your own constitution, you fight, you vandalize each other's property, you don't you don't allow alternative views within your own organization. So what guarantee do I have that when you are in power, when you are in control of the army, you're in control of the police, you're in control of all these other institutions, you're not going to simply replicate the same model that was that was being adopted by the government in power? So yeah, okay. I think those are my issues.
Hold on, Tatenda. Tatenda, can you hear me? Young man, I think we'll need to talk. But hold on, Steve. What do you think of this young man's what he has just said?
Can you hear me, Philip? Because I've just changed computers.
Yes, I can hear you. You're getting smart now.
He is absolutely spot on. There is nothing else that I can actually say, because he's actually said it all. I think one thing that we don't understand, or as the people of Zimbabwe, or as the opposition, you don't have to be in power to bring about change. You can be in opposition to enforce the change. So I think one of the things that MDC do is Bona, they want to be in the controlling seat. Yet they've got a very powerful they've got a very powerful element of being in the opposition. where they can bring about change for the people. But what are they doing?
Can you advise? Can you Steve? Do me a favor. Your advice to all opposition parties, including ZANU-PF.
Well, I cannot give advice to ZANU-PF because they have their policies that they follow.
Yes.
That's
why I say excuse ZANU-PF.
Okay. Ukhethu uthi le echo, is it me or there's somebody?
Ulay echo. I don't know. Go on. Before we get echo la pana, I think there's something here on it.
All right. Okay. Let me change the computers.
You come back here.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Right. William.
Hello.
Nyasha.
Yes, I'm here, Mr. Sanda.
Right, Nyasha. Have you ever voted yourself? Have you voted in Zimbabwe?
Yes, I have been a good voter.
Okay. 1 second. Tatenda. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right, Nyasha is the one who has got an echo. Dakubata Nyasha ndione echo.
I think it's my mic.
I don't worry about it, young man. You are very far. Don't worry. Steve, don't worry. It was Nyashangani echo. Don't worry about it. Right. Tatenda. Steve, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes, I know echo Nyasha. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I thought as much.
Okay. 1 second. Let's see. 1 second. Can you hear me, guys?
Mute Tatenda as well. Let's see.
Let's see. Tatenda,
Let me mute.
All right, mute yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Can
okay
you hear
now.
me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Right.
Hear you.
Let me bring Nyasha again and see if it's Tatenda. It doesn't matter. Let me bring Nyasha. Nyasha, can you hear me? Nyasha. Okay. Right. Tatenda, come back. It's okay. Yeah, I thought Tatenda doesn't matter. It's a young person from South Africa. Tatenda, have you ever voted yourself?
Yeah, I have.
Do you have headphones there, Tatenda? No?
Yeah, I have headphones.
Can you try and put headphones or take them off?
Oh, okay.
Take them off. Want to see something? We want your brains, young man.
I think who speaker?
Are you on a speakerphone?
No, I'm not.
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. When did you last vote in Zimbabwe?
When did I last vote?
Yeah.
2018.
2018.
Yeah.
Did you have any hope of saying right, Zimbabwe is coming to a better direction?
Not really.
Why?
Not really. But I just had to vote because there was no culture of voting. Like in my family, I have a lot of cousin brothers and cousin sisters, of which we stay like in the same area. So I just wanted for me, I'm active. Like when I was at uni, I was in student union and so forth. So I'm kind of active in these student leadership kind of things. So I just wanted to encourage my brothers and my younger sisters. Most of them had just turned 18 to say, you need to start participating in these things. In as much as probably you don't have should I say something you gain monetary, that is monetary from it, but you need to start being conscious about what's happening in your country, what's happening in your community, and you start by, at least by voting. So yeah, I had to mobilize all of them and just say, you need to enjoy it. We should just go and vote for whoever you want to vote for, but you need to start, because I think over the years it was only my dad and I think and my uncle, in a house of household of 9-10 people, you'd have only 2 people going to vote and everyone else was not just interested. So I just just had to encourage them to go and vote.
Tell me, young man, your childhood, where did you grow up? Where were you? Where did you do your education?
Chitungwiza and Bari. I started and then when Operation Muramba China happened, then we had to go to Bari.
Shame. Young man, you know what? I love your brains. I love your brains. And in the future, I saw someone who said inbox here, Katie, your baby. She said inbox me here. She will sponsor you to do a business in Zimbabwe. It's true that. Young man, I love your brains. Steve, are you still there? Steve, you muted. He's being there. Steve muted. But let's go back to the topic.
I'm here, Philip. I'm here.
Your Steve is there. Let's go back to the topic. Steve.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Let's go back to the topic, exactly the topic of me and you from Matebeleland. Me and you from Matebeleland. Yes, we know that.
I think, Philip, this issue that we have goes beyond being from Matebeleland. The issue that we have now is an issue to do with Zimbabwe.
No, yes, I understand you.
Wait. Let me finish this point, Philip. I think now we don't need. We need something that can free the people of Zimbabwe in this predicament that we are in.
But that is what we need. Before you finish that, Steve, I am sick and tired of my brothers and sisters, whereby this is not a rocket science, Stevie. We were together last week. We had a meeting together last week just discussing about the general issues in Zimbabwe. This thing of saying I don't vote Steve because his surname is in Kwananzi or is whatever is happening, Steve.
Yeah, but Philip, I think you need to ask yourself, but why is that the case, Yavon? I think you need to ask yourself, in divide and rule, that's what happened, and unfortunately, it's still going on like it is.
Right.
It's still going on.
There is a guy here who is a strong. Listen, Vusumuz, I want you to sit here, and we talk here today. I don't want you to lose your temper, Vus. We want to talk. Listen, you are my young boy. Listen.
Yes.
Vos, tell me something. Why is it every time when we discuss about things, my brothers and sisters, they come up and say, Tina says Tini. Why do they do that? Especially my brothers from Matebeleland, including you.
But Salmonani Sloboza.
Right. Go on. Can you use if you want to use? We have so many.
No. Yes, I'm here. I'm just trying to find myself.
But we can't see you unless if you decide not to be seen. We can't see you.
No. I'm saving notice now.
Continue, Steve. For those who want to be added, come in. Continue, Vusa. Introduce yourself. This is Steve. This is Tatenda. And continue.
Hello, good people. Sorry, I'm late, but Vuga, I'm really sorry about that. As you see, I'm trying to get myself ready. I was listening. Right. I can't understand your question, Babasvan.
My question is, it doesn't need to understand it. I say, every time when I post about something or I talk about Nelson Chamisa or I talk about, some people say, Philip, Sesidubeke Chamisa wako Tina. Sesidubeke Tina.
But Spanda,
I don't know where that one is coming from. You see, when people say Sebet Dinong or Chamisa, I don't get it. How can you be sick of Chamisa? We are
Oh, come on.
out. They've always been the
Vusumuzi, you are moving. Can you
ZANU-PF.
sit one place?
It's the last
Can you sit one place,
political
Vusumuzi?
organization.
Can you sit one place? Yeah.
Right.
Go on. Go on. We didn't hear you. We
Yep.
didn't get
What
you.
I was saying,
Yeah.
I'm saying we are sick and tired of ZANU-PF. The politics that you see happening here are ZANU-PF manufactured and instigated by ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF is the last political organization in the world still to subscribe to the politics of Mao and Stalin. Intimidation, violence, and one-party systems. Even in Russia, they don't celebrate Stalin now. In China, they don't celebrate Mao. Right? These people are regarded as evil, where they actually ruled and propagated their ideas. So ZANU-PF is still using those things of rule, of divide and rule, right? So I'm not sure whether people understand that they are backing at the wrong. Chanisa is the problem is ZANU-PF. So you can't be sick and tired of Chanisa. You should be fed up with ZANU-PF, right? Even if I'm
If you want to interact, agenda, anyone who wants to interact, just lift up your hand so that you can interact. Yeah, let's talk.
Because into a corner, what people should understand, whether it's me, whether it's Nkosana Moyo, whether it's Ngube, whether it's BT, he is going to get the same treatment from ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF does not give anybody an opportunity to bring in new ideas. They always stick to their game plan. Divide and rule, violence and intimidation. That's all they know. That's what they know, and that's what they are good at. They can't govern. Even a better society will crumble if it's managed by ZANU-PF.
If your line is very bad today, Vusa. Your line is very bad, but continue. Steve, if you want to interact, attend if you want to interact.
You know,
can you hear us, Vusa?
Today, to avoid making noise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid making noise for everyone. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear what
your line is bad, Vusa.
I can hear what Tukumbo is saying. But
Steve?
Yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear what Tukumbo is saying.
Steve?
Yes, Philip.
Tatenda? Steven?
Yes, yeah, we are there, Philip. We are there.
Tatenda?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, Philip is gone. I think
right, that's Kube again, man. Problem. You see, guys, I understand everything that everyone is saying, but the problem that we have as a country and as a people, we subscribe to what ZANU-PF tell us. We need to set our own narrative. You see, we always go by what ZANU-PF says. Whether it is wrong or right, we need to abandon being dictated to by ZANU-PF.
No, but Kumbo,
tell us which race to get into, jump on, and we go.
Kumbo, the issue that I have with what you've said, is look, ZANU-PF has been at it for the last 40 years, right? It is their known game for the last 40 years. Yep. But then, Tina, with what we have in terms of opposition, at some point in our late 90s, early 2000s, Kates, we are doing nothing. We are actually falling prey to their tactics. Why? Because we don't have a strong enough opposition as we speak now. You can't tell me what Kates we've got the opposition.
I think that no, we do have opposition. It's being thing destroyed by ZANU-PF, and Tina, we are allowing it to be destroyed. Look, what I say to people, and I'll say it again, despite our differences in the opposition, we should not allow ZANU-PF to destroy us, or we should not allow ZANU-PF to take over opposition. Despite the differences that we have, the last thing that can happen is when people betray the struggle and sell out.
Yeah,
we cannot be controlled.
But then this goes
and
back
those are
to what,
individuals.
yeah, and this goes back to what Tatenda was saying earlier. Uguti, you have Ufatai, you have Utenda Ibit, you have Nelson Chamisa, you have Job Sikala. All these are prominent legal people, and they represent the very people in the opposition, the very people in ZANU-PF who are supposed to put down anyone. Tatenda, that point you were raising.
But look, like, no. Tatenda, no. Let's not mix things. Let me correct you from there. Because you see, Mina Nyazamuti Steve Nyalizwa Tatenda hear you, but you need to separate legal issues and political parties, because this is where ZANU-PF betrays the people, the struggle. You see, ZANU-PF will tell you a different version of the law, which does not exist anywhere in the world, right? The opposition that you talk about, Obliti, and everybody, they are lawyers, right? And they law, right? Yes, it might seem to others that it's unethical for them to represent Abantu Lava, but there's nothing wrong legally with that. A lawyer can represent a matter. Do you know that? So local about legal issues. They are not political issues. They are legal issues. If someone comes, so Lomsindo, I don't think it's mine.
Yeah, right. You try and see. Try, continue.
Yeah, now, it's all right. Now, you see, these people, these people are lawyers, Tatenda. In law, you can represent a criminal or a person who has committed an offense. They need to be represented. That's the benchmark. Every lawyer can represent anyone. And West Zimbabwe, where these lawyers are doing as a community service by participating in politics. At the same time, they are brought in by clients to represent them in a court of law. These are prominent lawyers. If we were to stop them from representing people, where are we going to get the money? We are now inviting corruption into our own system. They need to have a living. Yes, you can have issues with the morality about them, but it's strictly a legal thing and it's their profession. By them joining the opposition, it doesn't mean they have to stop being lawyers. We are not able to pay them, right? And this is why abanye bantu begcina bengangeni politics, because it means they have to forgo source of income. Do you understand? I'm not saying they are supposed, the source of living. Abantu laba, they're dependent on that. So what are they going to do? Me, Steve, I hope you understand my point. Abantu laba, they are lawyers. And you are okay to represent someone.
Point yakho, but at this moment in time, ukuthi wena umuntu ozalidlala 419 uyemrepresenta ubususitikile ngapha uzanikezwa futhi le mali yakhona naleyo abadlale ngayo 419 yakhona, and then you want to tell us that you can bring about change. That doesn't work. It doesn't.
No, it will. Listen.
No, it doesn't.
No, you say listen. You guys, you are analyzing.
Let's hear from the young man. Let's hear from the young man.
Can I answer that question 1 minute?
Okay, go on.
Just
go
answer.
On. Yeah.
You see, you have concluded that it doesn't work. It's not proven that it doesn't work. When now you have said, Steve, you have said it doesn't work, but it's working right now. We are putting the government to task. They are doing multitasking and it's working. There is a reason for what they are doing. We are fighting a system, a rotten system ekamnangagwa. Some of us, we advocated ukuthi uMnangagwa ihlale khonapana ku-hot seat. People didn't see it. Now they see it. You understand? The only way to deal with this person is to take him from his hiding place and put him up in the open. He fell for it and he's got it. No matter, and I go on to say, no matter what people could have done, even if Mina, I had said Mnangagwa engangeni, whether Steve had said Mnangagwa engangeni, whether BT had said Mnangagwa engangeni, whether Mugabe had said Mnangagwa engangeni, he was still going to be the president of this country like he is today. It was too late to withdraw him. He had set himself up for that position. It was totally difficult to outdo it. You realize this biggest
Right,
mistake.
can I ask you a question before I bring Nyacha? Can I ask you a question, Vusumuzi? From 1999 referendum, whatever, the opposition have been swiping in Matebele and everything. But all of a sudden, we are seeing the opposition is losing in Matebele. What is happening? That was the topic I wanted to ask.
Right. It's true, it's losing. But I'll say it's losing because there's a protest vote in Matebele. You understand? There's a protest vote. It's not because abantu they love ZANU-PF. They were so disappointed that we can fix. You see?
What are those money?
You know, when we view, okay, let's go back to information is up. Because to understand it, you have to understand it. There was ZAPU, and ZAPU is the owner of Matebele land. At the moment, it's docile and it's not that active. So abantu, they are shopping around for something that can give them change, right? Something that can give them livelihood. Abantu bavotela izanu Matebele because they wanted food. I can tell you now, banikwa inhlanyelo, banikwa impuphu, bayavotela izanu. And Mina, I will say, abantu beMatebele land, we have always led the struggle. And it came to a point where we realized that for the past 20 years or so, 40 years or so, abantu beMatebele have always won an election for the opposition, but at their own expense. Because once you lose an election in Zimbabwe, you are rendered useless. You see? They put in MPs who go there and become cabbages because the system is designed so. Not what I want to, they chose the wrong people. The system designed so that once you vote with these brilliant ideas, it goes to Parliament as an PF. I'm just a noisemaker, and that's it. And I want to realize why should we the ones always sithwaliswa nzima izanu after we have won an election? So the best thing, let's flow with the flow. Each change must come from National and Central, you know, and all these other people. Tina, we are ready. As people of Matebele land, we can win an election anytime. But the struggle is not in Matebele land. The real struggle is in Mashonaland, the strongholds of ZANU-PF. Those are the people who need to change.
All
We
right,
need to make a change.
Hold on there. Masawa, how are you? Maziwa, how are you?
Ngiyaphila ngumaziwa inkosi.
Yes, kubhalwe Maziwa phela la.
Yeah, umaziwa inkosi athi ngiyakuqedisela.
All right, inkosi yamakhosi. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, mina yimi umaziwa inkosi yakhona.
Tatenda, mute your phone again, my boy. Right. Welcome, lady. Good. Usiphatheleni.
Mina, I'm gonna say that I'm sick and tired of ZANU and all the MDC, including Chamisa. Sick and tired of it. Tatenda is here questioning the morals and the ethics of these people. And then we have people come back here and defend, yeah, well, it's okay because they have to make money. If we was really serious about this revolution, all this nonsense of representing people who are stealing our money, going to court, defending, all those things, when we come to a point when all those things come to an end, then we are going to be serious about the revolution. Mina, as a voter, I don't want all these technicalities. What you so for Salamakata, Nangamboni Chamise, they have the court to represent people who are stealing our money. Now that is upsetting. We're not serious about this revolution. We need people who are, first of all, ethical to run for public office. There's no ethics. You can't come here.
Wait. Let it talk.
They have to make a living.
No, I'm letting it talk. I'm letting it talk. I'm letting it talk. Yep.
Yeah, let it talk. Then we enjoy it. Tatenda, yep. You can hear what they're saying, Tatenda? Yes. Let's talk, my sister. You 1 second before you go there, Maziwa. You know what? People of Zimbabwe, stop being cowards. We have got a platform here where we can come in and talk about your country, right? If you come in here and then you don't contribute, tomorrow we move to another program. Go on,
yes, where we want people who are, first of all, number one thing, ethics, Pamdi. I want to know that I can trust them with my money. If they come back here and be immoral and unethical, and we come here and defend them, right? Because they have to make a living, and defend them. When will they become ethical and moral? When will they start becoming ethical and moral? When they get to office?
But
when
Maziwa,
do they start being ethical? That is the nonsense that has to stop, and it has to stop now.
My sister. Right. No. It's not about passing anyone. We have never said passing. Let me ask.
Because
No.
Instead of
No.
you guys are not serious about our future. If you're coming here and defending Uchamisa,
we are very serious.
Give each other time to talk. Give each other time to talk.
Right. You see, I understand the anger, I understand the emotions, but we are really serious about fixing the country.
No, you're not. You're defending them from being unethical and immoral. You're not.
No, you see, this is the thing. We are not defending anyone. We are spelling out the legal frameworks. This is the problem we have. We've got to explain that there is politics, there is legal framework. And having a defense lawyer does not mean you are going to be accused of corruption. The state has to prove. And this is when even we become a government, we will separate the judiciary from the executive and the politics of the country. The judiciary is an independent body.
Semantics allow are difficult.
No, that's forms. No, they're not difficult.
I just want somebody who's ethical and moral.
That's what we are trying to explain to you so that you understand what sort of a country we are going to have. This is a system that applies in all developed nations. The judiciary and politics are two separate entities, and they should never mix. And this is what we are going to do, right? And umuntu, if he's accused of a crime, he is supposed to have a defense lawyer. And
why does somebody who is running for office be the one to choose which I have my partner in public and defend somebody who's stealing our money? The very thing that they say
my sister.
They want
if
to
someone is listen,
they are very unethical and moral. They should all go
No. Listen, this is what we are trying to describe to you. To understand the politics and the legal framework. Give me a chance to explain to you before you accuse us of something.
I'm not accusing you. I'm saying you are immoral and unethical. I'm not taking that back. If you are going to represent people who are stealing our money, you are unethical and you are immoral. You are not fit for public office. Go to hell.
Right. That's what you think. That's what you say. Right. I'm not going to dispute.
Can I just ask?
But
can I just
finish.
ask a question?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the difference, everything that we need to ask to understand is that we are building a country. At the moment, things are in turmoil. whether we are prosecuting people for offenses that they have committed against the state and against the people of Zimbabwe, they need to be given a free and fair trial. And having somebody representing them is part of a free and fair trial. It is the state that has to prove its case beyond doubt. Whether Ukumbo Lapa is representing
listen, let me stop you right there. I understand the legal framework, but you cannot be running for public office, running for public office, defending people who are stealing our money. That's what I am against. Let other people represent them who are on the opposition, whatever. When be serious about your ethics, I'm not talking about the legal framework. Maybe I do understand the legal framework, but I'm talking about their ethics. You cannot, absolutely, in these developed countries, none of these people in public, Obama cannot defending somebody who is stealing government money and running office. There is nothing like that. Nothing.
And also,
let's not lie to ourselves. Let's be serious now, but in our opposition. Let's beat each other down so that we can be ready for this revolution. Once we're defending each other for being unethical and immoral because there is a legal framework, we are not serious about our revolution. We're just not serious.
And I think also, just to add on to what Maziwa is saying, is that fine, Walter Muzembe can hire Tendai Biti to represent him in the court of law if he is going through a divorce, or if he is, for something that is more personal. But if when it comes to corruption, where someone is being accused of, diverting funds that are meant for public use, that were supposed to be used in public office, then where do we draw the line between, the legal framework and someone protecting his other body who's just on the other side of the political spectrum? So we need to draw that line to say. And then the second thing is that when someone approaches you, I don't know how the legal framework works, but I don't feel like any lawyer is obliged to represent anyone based on the mere fact that that person is approached you. I feel like a lawyer is supposed to accept or reject an offer to represent someone. So what type of legal framework which makes it compulsory that as long as someone approaches you and the one legal service, you are supposed to accept and not reject? And are we also saying that in Zimbabwe, those guys, they are not that good to an extent where they can only, those big cases like of Gideon Gono, those are the only cases that will make them earn a living if it's about earning a living? Are we saying that throughout the entire year,
we're not saying
those
that.
guys don't have other cases? Let me just finish. Are we saying that they don't have other cases that can allow them to earn a living?
Right. Let me answer your questions, you guys. One, you ask questions and then you answer them. And then you continue as if that's real. It's not real. One thing that you are making a mistake. Democracy is above everything. Democracy should be upheld. And democracy demands that we separate the judiciary from politics. That's democracy. And two, what you are saying that they are forced to. Nobody said that. Nobody said that. They are not compelled to accept any case. Nobody said they are compelled. Right? So they're not compelled to by anybody.
We are not talking down the seriousness of what we're saying. We are talking it down. We're vying. There's the legal framework. We're sick and tired of that legal framework. We want
that's the problem. Separate emotions. Listen. We are ethical. Yeah, we are ethical. I'm not going to accept. That's your view.
Emotional.
No, I cannot. I am
emotional. So don't tell me to not.
But you are.
I am emotional.
No. Listen.
About the shit that we're all swimming in right now.
Right, you are right to be what you are, but don't say we are what we are not. This is the problem. You've been describing me. You see, you say I'm unethical.
Critique you so that you can be a better person.
No. I'm actually a better person. I've not accused you of anything. You have came here, you have accused me of being unethical and all this. And I'm saying you are wrong. We are trying to explain to you how things should operate in a democratic country. We are trying to tell you, and we are not going to abandon. Listen, good people, no
That's the
matter.
problem. Mina, as a voter, you are trying to tell me what I should want. I am telling you that in public office, we want people who are ethical and moral.
But we are telling you we are ethical.
That's what I
Yes.
want.
Yes, we are not refusing you, but what we are refusing to accept is for you to say we are not ethical, or Biti or Chamis are not ethical.
When
It's unfounded. Nah. You see, let me say this, good people. In our struggle,
what people are saying. You are not ethical when you're representing people who are stealing our money. You are not. You are immoral.
We are not.
And unethical.
No.
Don't fight.
No, I'm not fighting. You see, look, hey, Marshall.
No, I'm saying both of you.
Yeah, but let noise. You see, there's noise. There's noise. I can't hear. Interruption. Good people.
Try.
Let's get to the bottom. Yeah, it's okay. Let's get to the bottom of this. You guys are saying this. We are telling you these people are not ethical. It's not that they are not ethical. We are saying that, and we are ethical.
Are unethical. We are telling you they are unethical.
Yeah, but don't make
That's your belief. That's your belief. But 2 points.
It is a fact. They
No,
are
it's not a fact. 2 points.
And immoral.
It's not a fact.
What time is
It's not a fact.
They're unethical
No,
immoral.
it's not a fact. It's not a fact.
It is a fact.
You say
they're representing people who are stealing our money.
But you also attributed that to me, and it's not a fact. Have you ever seen me representing anybody who stole money?
Now you are here speaking on their behalf, so I'm addressing you.
1 second, guys.
Yeah, but it's not me. I'm not the person who's being.
Busi, 1 second.
Yes.
G-Man, can you connect your mic, G-Man? I'm trying to connect your mic, G-Man. Connect your mic before you come in, G-Man. Someone called G-Man. Connect your mic. Guys, it's an interesting topic, but let's enjoy the topic nicely. Who was talking? Was it Vusa? Who was it? Who was Mbomblom?
But they're not giving me a chance to explain. You see, Mina, I see this accusation. I hear their accusations. I'm trying to help people understand the country that we want to build, right? No matter how difficult it is, we are not going to abandon democracy because we are pursuing ZANU-PF. All these people that are accused of stealing money or having looted the state, they are going to face a fair trial. And every person who wants to represent them, be it in a private sector, be it people who subscribe to our politics as MDC or as the opposition, they are free to do so. The prosecutor has to do its job, and the judges have to always be neutral and hear the cases and make a judgment. Right? It does not mean because everybody says abantu bachonchi mali, we need to just hang them.
No, wait right there.
Yes.
But when they get in trouble, and then when they get in trouble, they represent a court.
Of course.
That is what I call bullshit, right there.
Yeah, but you can call it bullshit. It doesn't disturb any process. That's what I'm saying to you, that this is a legal process and it has to be followed to the latter. So we won't pursue people outside the legal framework. It doesn't matter whether it is representing a thief or not. If the person has stolen money, you'll be convicted. It is not about intelligence of a lawyer.
Okay, 1 second, right? 1 second, Katie. 1 second there. Frank, how are you? Unmute your, Frank, how are you?
I'm well, my brother. How are you?
Fine. Put your volume, raise your volume.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, but you are low down. Your volume is down. Make sure you increase your volume on your device.
All right, let me mute and then I'll get.
That's better now. Go on. Continue.
Okay. I just want to ask Gumbo. You are saying it's, I don't know the legal term that you're using for MDC lawyers that are representing corrupt former ZANU-PF ministers, right? Where do you draw the line? When you talk of corruption, Nelson Chamisa was talking about corruption a few days ago. Where does he draw the line when he speaks of corruption? Today, speaking of corruption, next thing, let's say, for example, today he's speaking that SBM Oil, for example, is corrupt. Then SBM Oil is fired from ZANU-PF. Then Nelson Chamisa is the lawyer. Where do they draw the line? The moment someone leaves, is fired from ZANU-PF, they get protection from MDC.
No, this is where you get no. Wait, let me tell you.
Let me finish. Sorry, let me finish. Let me finish. You know, the ZANU-PF setup, people are protected from being prosecuted by the party. The moment that protection goes, the next protection comes from MDC lawyers.
Right, are you finished? Right. To start with, I want to correct certain wrong assumptions that you have made. There is nothing called an MDC lawyer. They are members of MDC who happen to be lawyers. Those people are not MDC lawyers. If, as a party, we had a law department and say these are our lawyers, it will be total unacceptable and unethical and total irresponsible for those people as MDC lawyers to go and represent ZANU-PF members. Full stop. So these people that we are talking about, let it be clear, they are not MDC lawyers. They happen to be lawyers who are members of the MDC. And some of them hold senior positions in the MDC. Right, two. And the second point is, nobody is protecting corrupt people. The MDC leader, the MDC does not protect corrupt people. We are not here to protect ZANU-PF, right? And coming from the first point I made, if you're going to separate that these people are not MDC lawyers, and secondly, these people as individuals are not actually protecting people. That's a wrong way to say. Because if you say MDC is protecting corrupt people, it's like us, we are protecting them. We're not protecting them. These people come to individual lawyers seeking a representative in the court of law. And these lawyers, they have signed an oath with the High Court of Zimbabwe, right? They are officers of the Court of Zimbabwe. They are officers. They serve the court, right? They are employed by the High Court of Zimbabwe. They are not employed by MDC. All lawyers, that's what it is. This is democracy. All these lawyers that you see in Zimbabwe, be it in UK, be it in UK, in America, they are employed by the High Court.
100 times, but I'll still come back to you, me not the voter, and tell you what way.
Yeah, you are individualizing
it. Of all of them, because he has been dealing with when he's the MP, he's in this subcommittee corruption janja. Ubiti and I don't uzabe sitshela ukuthi uzibani lozibani batshontsha imali. Ngase beqotshiwe ku-ZANU-PF when those people fall out of favor of ZANU-PF and they have no ZANU-PF protection, who protects them? Who is standing next to them?
He does not protect them. He doesn't protect them. That's what. No, you have made assumptions, and your assumptions are totally wrong.
Licenses and they can do it, and then
they are serving the. They're serving the judiciary.
Chamisa, they'll go and represent that person, and they win the case. And then after they win the case,
they don't win the case.
Campaign trade.
See, Maziwa.
The people stealing our money. What
Maziwa, you are making the wrong. Maziwa, they don't win the case. The state fails to prove its case beyond reasonable doubt. It is not that BT has won the case. The BT and company, they sit there.
If the lawyer is there, we say it defense, they have won the case. We say that everywhere. Defense.
No, but I'm telling you, that's what they have not have won the case. The case is the state failing to prove its case beyond reasonable doubt. That's what it is. And
Then
with this-
why are they back on the campaign trail and saying people are stealing our money?
those who steal money
this
and
is
they're
because-
guilty
you know
will be
what?
found guilty,
You
whether
can
I
say this
represented
all
by
day long. We can say this all day long. Bonko Chamisa, all these MTC people are corrupt. So we do
No,
not
I can't
have
say that.
any opposition.
No. I listen. You say
Listen.
that.
They are
I don't say
corrupt
that.
and we are
It's an
fucked.
allegation. It's an allegation. Yes, the country
am
that
saying that
yes.
that's the problem.
Yeah,
You
that's
people in Linabantu with opposition, you don't want to be criticized. Kalifuna ukusolowa.
who's saying that? We will say criticize,
I know
but it
that.
doesn't mean
Akula
to
ngitsho
know
ngathi
you
uzawubona
when
uzawubona osisi
Aye.
khonapha sebengithethisa khona.
akula muntu okuthethisileyo when you have been hurling insults at me. You have
Yes,
not
I
even
am
Maziwa.
hailing because
Yes,
these are the people
awukathethiswa.
who are leading
Yes.
us to hell.
Yes, but you are saying, you see, this is the thing. We are giving you answers. You have been hurling insults at me. You have
Leading
never
us to
known me.
hell.
You have never said anything, but you have accused me of so many things that I have never done. But okay,
No,
we
when
understand.
when you should come here and be on your own.
I'm on my own.
Ideas
But when,
are good.
why?
No,
Why
no,
sitting
we are
Bamela?
not on your own.
Why?
We are speaking on behalf of NTC.
No, wait, you see, all these things that you say are unfounded. I've been in politics since I was 20, and I stood to what I believe in.
Okay, there is Masti here.
Can I ask something, Mr. Gumbo? Can I ask something?
Yeah,
I want to ask. Yes, I just want to ask something when it comes to like you saying like they'll be representing or whatever the case may be. I just want to ask if, let me put it this way, why do you really want to remove ZANU-PF from power? Is it because of corruption, or is it because you want to be in power, or is it because I would want to assume that corruption leads to mismanagement of resources, it leads to poor performance of the economy, and the trickle down effects, we know them, poor service delivery and so forth, because the funds are not going to where they are supposed to go, the resources are not going where they are supposed to go. So ultimately, corruption to a greater extent contributes to the economic mayhem that is happening in Zimbabwe, to the mismanagement of resources in Zimbabwe and everything else. So why then do you want to remove ZANU-PF from power as an opposition party?
Right. You see, my friend, Kaden, the problem we have is when people put an argument, they put their story and want us to follow the line of thought that is said, instead of asking the question itself. I'll answer you because you are trying to drive me to what you said. And what you said, we know the answer. We are going to remove ZANU-PF from power because they have failed the country.
And
Right?
corruption is to do with it, right? Corruption is to do with it, right?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Fine.
I can tell you
Let's
why.
agree.
Of course.
So let's agree. Let's agree to this. Someone is only guilty until proven guilty, is it?
Yes.
Let's say
that's
ZANU-PF is only guilty of corruption if they are proved that they are guilty in the court of law, is it?
No. That's not what you are. Now you see, you are now mixing politics.
When you're at a rally, when you're saying that Gideon Gone is corrupt, when you're saying Idi Mnangagwa is corrupt, it means you have evidence that can make you be so certain that there's corruption within PF and within government.
Yes, listen, we cannot. You see, what you're trying to do is a different story. That's why I say you're not.
I'm just trying to ask.
You are misleading the argument. You are misleading the argument. The question here is, everybody can see that Zimbabwe is in turmoil, right? Everybody can see it. We don't need to go there and say, as a ZANU-PF organization as a whole, it should be tried in court because it's corrupt. No, we can see it.
No, we can't say an organization as a whole is corrupt. We are talking about individuals that sometimes you come out clearly and state in your rallies, in your speeches, in your press statements, you categorically state that this individual is corrupt in this particular field, is being accused of diverting this amount of money from Command Agriculture to this and this and this. You have all those all those examples that are often stated in the public accounts, the meetings that Tendai is also part of. So I'm then asking to say, if Tendai can categorically state that there's a divergence of funds from command agriculture to other things, and then by it so happens that the person who was in charge of command agriculture was diverting funds and who Tendai was criticizing in the public accounts committee, is it? He was stating this amount of funds is missing, account for this amount of money. And that amount of money was supposed to go to farmers, was supposed to go here and there. And then that person happens to be fired from ZANU PF. But all based on, it's either on the fallout in terms of the relationship he had in ZANU PF, or he's being fired legally for those reasons of corruption. Then if you were criticizing him as a public, as an MP and as an opposition leader, criticizing that approach or that handling of money, how then do you then find it easier to switch from being an MP to a lawyer to represent the same person based on the same allegations that that person is being accused of? Where do we draw the line?
Right. Let me tell you. First, I can't specifically respond to your question because it is not a fact that something of that sort has happened. BT has never criticized an individual and went on to represent them. You see, let us not make generalizations here. Let's talk about facts, because you are saying, wait. I want you to talk about real cases. Wait.
Gideon Gono was the Reserve Bank governor. Gideon Gono was the Reserve Bank governor. Tendai was the Minister of Finance from 2009 up to 2014. Which means if you are the Minister of Finance, you worked directly with the Reserve Bank governor. And he also blamed some of the things that were wrong with the Zimbabwean economy from 2009 to 2014. He was alleging them or putting them on Gideon Gono, who was the Reserve Bank governor before he came into power. Let's not try to twist things. Because the
it's you who's twisting things
with the Reserve Bank.
Listen, people, if you are going to accuse people of doing the wrong thing, so tell us the person
he told you when
who
the public record happened.
Listen, tell us, yes, which we have been listening to you guys. You have been throwing accusations after accusation.
You can go and
tell us.
Well, if all these people are standing up and throwing these accusations at you, so who's voting for you?
Listen, guys.
Who is voting for you?
Listen, guys. Let's have an order here. We are adults. Let's not talk over each other. Let's enjoy the topic together. Our viewers are listening. So let's not have an argument. We talk over each other. Let's control our panel. Let's respect our panel. Let's respect those people who are watching, who are paying for this license to watch. Thank you. I'll give you, who wants to come in first? I want Kumbo to answer back. And then when you answer back, give other people a chance. Masi is coming in. Maziwa is coming in. We want to have an order here. So, right, Kumbo, answer the question. The young man said, Tendai BT, he represented people like Gono and other people, which they were ZANU PF. So if you are saying you are fighting corruption, why are you representing those people who are your enemies? Answer that, Kumbo. Then
Right. Good. Thank you, guys. Please, let me say this again. When people ask questions, they should give me a chance to answer and respond to those questions. I have said before. Yeah. Right. I have said it from state one, and I've stated it categorically here that BT, Chamisa, all these lawyers that you see in Ngube, right? They are not MDC lawyers. They are members of MDC. Yes. Masingicela ukukunika isikhathi ngikhulume. Maziwa, sorry. So, having said that, I went on to say, right, when somebody is accused of corruption and is brought to a court of law, they can be represented. And it doesn't mean they're being defended, right? They're not being protected. They are being given a fair trial. And we, as the new leadership or people who want to lead this country, will never divert from the principles of democracy. It will start with us. If we want to change this country, we will accord each and every individual a fair trial. And within the organization as well, we will give those people an opportunity to go to a court of law and represent whoever they want. At the end of the day, it is the judge who has a say in the prosecution. We won't interfere with the prosecutor and we won't interfere with the judiciary. It's going to start with us. Yes, we can accuse ZANU-PF of corruption, but we'll give them a fair trial.
Right.
We will give a fair trial.
Oh, stay there, Kumbo. Thank you there. Stay there. Right. We want to go in order, okay? Tender, just hold on. I want to bring Mercy, but Mercy, just 3-4 minutes so that you know what lead time. Right, Mercy, come in. You wanted to say something. We want to give you a chance.
Okay. I'll start by this.
First and foremost, greet the people, Mercy.
Ambabingelela kuma comments
Okay.
I said hello guys.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. I want to say this. Part of what Ukumbo is saying is factually correct. And he stands on the factual correctness of it defense ye lawyer to the client and the judiciary system. Is factually correct. The only mistake that he seems to be not wanting to accept is that we are not talking about them as who they are as lawyers. We are discussing them as who they will be in our selection of representatives. The issue of ethics, in as far as election, me selecting, the ethics are determined by me. In court, he follows the ethics of court when he is a lawyer. He is acting ethically there, a courtroom. That is correct. But when he comes to the playing ground where I am the selector, Mina, I am the one who he wants to get a vote from. I determine the ethics of the game that my leader has to play. I determine what the morality that I want to represent me. So it is good and fair for them to stick to the ethicalness of their jobs. But when they jump into the political arena where they are soliciting for my vote, it is my voice that matters. When I say I do not want to select a person who is duplicitous in that they can talk about corruption and be defending, and I know he keeps refusing the word defend. Even in court, the representative is asked to put a defense. So at some point, he defends the facts or the facts he has presented for his client and defends. He can use all sorts of things in that defense. He can use extenuating circumstances that would have permitted the crime to be committed. He can use oversight to have caused that person. A defense is asked. So he cannot run away from the fact that the role as a representative also comes in to defend. So, for example, I can be in court accused of thieving, shoplifting. And the facts before the courts is that I shoplifted for real. And my defense is there to ensure that justice is served correctly, without favor or merit. But my representative has to stand there and defend me in court to say, yes, but let's look at the facts before us. And wasn't working, and extenuating circumstances caused her to do the crime. That is called a defense. You have to defend the fact that I did something, even though I was wrong to do it. And that can go in some way into the judgment that is given to me, even if I am found guilty. So, for example, my defense or my representative, upon the judge finding me guilty, and can say, Uguti, Umasi Law, se find guilty. Can we have a suspended sentence because she is the guardian, sole guardian of children? And the judge can determine using the representative's defense to say, yes, Umasi Sibilu guilty, but I'm going to suspend this sentence, either give her a fine. My lawyer can also plead for me not to pay a fine because I need malanzi. So a defense is always there in the point of representative. You present the facts, you allow the prosecution to come and place their case. So engabalekeli defense, that's the point I wanted to make.
Okay, 1 second, Maziwa.
No.
But
Stay,
there
one
is
second.
defense that happens in representative.
Right, listen,
Right.
Jumbo. Listen, the question was on you. So respond in 2
Yep.
minutes so that we give other people.
Right. You
2
see,
minutes.
as I have always said, we always steer things the wrong way. I understand what she's saying, but it has now gone into the technicalities of what happens in a court system. And I can counter that you can sit in a court of law and refuse to answer any question. It doesn't mean you are guilty.
I didn't say
right? No, I'm just countering what you say,
No,
someone can go there. Yeah. I'm just saying you can go to a court of law with a lawyer and just sit there
Maziwa,
and say nothing. And say nothing, right? Until the state proves its case beyond doubt. Never say anything, right? The question is not about being defended. And I still maintain that MDC, members of MDC who are lawyers are not defending ZANU-PF. They are not.
I want to build on
this
that.
Is what my point is. They are
I want
not
to build on
defending
that.
ZANU-PF. Yeah, you will be given a chance, Maziwa. They are not defending ZANU-PF. They are representing them. Full stop. Second thing, my point. Wait, let me see. Yeah, wait. You get a chance, guys. Can you give me a chance? Yeah, I was listening when somebody spoke. I have said it here, and I'll say it again. Right? MDC is an organization, right? It is an organization built on democracy. It is founded on that principle. And we are fighting a system that does not believe in democracy. But despite the fact that we are fighting a system that does not believe in democracy, we are not going to change our ways and start believing in things that we don't believe in, right? We will stick to the game plan, democracy. When we sit as an organization, when you guys talk about ethics and all these things, we have ethics as well as an organization. Wait, let me finish my point. My point. So when people say we as voters demand these things, we garnered 2.6 million votes in an election, right? Despite the fact that they told us that we won 2.1, we had 2.6 million votes in our calculations, and these are the people who voted for us, despite everything that has been said. So there are people out there who understand the party and understand what people are saying. And I will say it again and again. We don't believe in defending ZANU-PF, and we are not here to defend ZANU-PF against corruption. We are fighting against corruption. But when people are going to be accused of corruption, we'll give them a fair trial, even if we are in power. We are not going to start rounding people up, locking them up arbitrary. No, we won't do that.
Okay, pause there. Guys, we won't be staying here long. The young man, he wants to go to bed. Right, Maziwa. I know you want to talk to Vusumuzi because what do you want to say to Vusumuzi?
What I want to say is that these people that are saying that they have the vote of the people, they need to listen to the people when they critique them. And not try to
stand up to
1 second. Hold on. Hold on, Bosi, hold on.
So why can't we just stand up and say, okay,
just hold on.
fighting back with the
Hold on, boss. Hold on. Continue, Katie. Continue.
Can you hamba?
Oh, Katie, we are humble.
Ubusi yakhuluma Megan.
Yeah. No, liyamuza yini?
Yeah.
Liyamuza boss.
Yeah.
njengoba siphikisana ngenkulumo eyi-1 kanti thina ngokwethu why singaveleni sithini okay now ngoba siyabona ukuthi izane sikhala ngokuthi sesihlupheke kakhulu why kungaveli kuthiwe okay now I'm sorry ukuthi ngathi ngiyathukuthela malokhu engibona kusenzakala why singavele sithi okay njengoba kunje madoda kanti simanjani ukuthi omunye sivelena libhiyo uyasukele elokhuzeni eMozambique sihlomenini ivele isuke ngayisuka vele silungise nini ukuthi singalungi ezikhathi kodwa sesilwa ngokuthi kasilathi sikhampenini senze nini ukuthi i-MDC iphakame sesiyayibona ukuthi i-MDC okay iyantenga ilama-mistakes ayo why can't we correct those mistakes
Yangosi kabavumi ukuthi balama mistakes
Aye, Busi, this is exactly what we are advocating for, Dadewethu. And this is what, when we say, see, when I know, no, Busi, it's not true. Siyavuma, but we won't accept as izinto ezingekho.
Waiting, boss. Okay, all right. Sesi, thank you very much. Thank you so much, Bosi. Thank you for that. Thanks, Bosi. Bye, Upendula. Thank you, Bosi. Right, Upendula, Bosi.
Yeah, but no, I'll support it. Wait. This is exactly.
Wait, Bosi. Maziwa, Ubusi yacho lapha. Can you come in?
No. Oh, at least ungena ukuthi hayi siyabona ukuthi i-MDC yaxeka ngase sinase simile sibatshele i-MDC lapho abaxeka khona sibatshele ukuthi they need to stop being unethical and immoral kabavumi lapho abaphambanisa khona ngosithi they don't accept criticism, so I don't know how they can be better leaders tomorrow when they do not listen to us when we're critiquing them. Ngosithi now when they don't want to listen when they're being critiqued, they are leading us to hell.
I think the mistake here is this, Brafil.
Yeah.
I found that the people who talk on behalf of the leadership here, MTC, do not do justice. I think this debate would be better if we were talking directly to Chamisa. I've heard on occasions where he's been having conversations with people. He's a better listener than the people who defend him. The things they try and sweep under the rug.
No.
Can I finish, please?
No, you always accuse us.
I don't talk about
okay.
you.
No, all right. Zwanini.
Yeah. You're not the only
Zwanini. Zwaninda. Since ngifike lapha, yes, I'm going to finish and I leave this group. Since ngifike lapha, since ngifike lapha, I've been told a lot of things. You go back to this time ngifike lapha, Philip.
Give me an opportunity to speak. Can I do that?
Listen, the two of you. You are my kids, both of you. Behave. When I'm here, you are my boys and girls. That's right, right. You, the all of you here, you're my kids. Behave yourselves. Behave yourselves, my kids. In Vusumos Masi, when I was to behave, you're my kids. Right. Wait, Vusumos, let Masi, I talk and then you come back. You're my young boy, you Vusumos. You might have a big arms, but listen, give Masi a chance. Don't be afraid of Masi. Right, Masi, go on.
Brafil, you know what?
Yeah.
It won't be fair. And someone cuts me. You find me to be the problem. You've noticed when someone is speaking, I keep quiet. But if someone is talking over me, you cut me.
Go on, Masi.
I'm trying to speak. Will I speak if I'm being cut?
Continue with the topic, Masi. Come on.
So I'll make this very clear. Ukumbo I've just met him on this platform. He is not the first representative here, MTC. When I speak about people who talk on behalf, he is not the only person.
You're listening,
Ucela
Satenda.
ukuthi
You're
uma
okay?
ngikhuluma ngabantu abarepresent i-MDC, he shouldn't make it personal. Excuse himself. I do not listen to just him. There are many people I listen to who talk on behalf of MDC. He is not the beginning and end of abantu abathanda MDC. He doesn't know my position politically. I could be an MDC supporter. I could be an advocate for MDC. So when I speak, I don't speak to him. Can I be allowed to talk?
Okay, talk. Okay, talk Masi, and then we give you. Okay,
exactly.
go on. Yeah.
So I'm speaking this way.
Yeah.
As people who talk here, we wouldn't be concerned about MDC if we did not like it. That's one thing people do not realize. We are never seen in platforms as an PF because we hate it. Yes, we see. For you to participate in a discussion in a political party means it is the one you think as an opportunity. That's why you speak to it. Ngabe sifuna izanu PF itinje, we would go and sit in platforms zezanu PF and give them our opinions because we want ZANU to change. EMDC is the hopeful party here in Zimbabwe. We do not dismiss that. It is also the most credible opposition party to take ZANU-PF out. No one disputes that. And the 2 million something voters who voted for it include the voices of us, who are also here. It's not other people. When 2 million includes our votes. We are also those voters who are now borrowing our ideas today. Go through our Facebooks and see who we campaign for during election time. Go to our families and see who we advocate for. Some of us go look at our money, where it goes. So let's party sends those who speak when they really critique, they belong somewhere else. We also, the beginning of our MTC when our fathers were in the forefront of these things. So respect politically there. They belong somewhere else. Because we
can you give us time to respond, please?
Masi, that's okay.
Better.
Right.
Okay.
My point that I added on this platform was this, Philip.
Yeah.
Kuqakathekile ukuthi ama-leaders azwe ukuthi what people are fearing that could cause them ukuthi kompana ku-voting ama-decisions abo etshintshe, because we don't want to lose any more people than we had in 2017-18. We do not want to lose. We want to gain people. But if silokhe singazwisisani ukutefa khonokho kukhulunywa ngubusi is what will keep us izanu-PF ilokhu ibusa. By the time we get to 2023, siku 2020, there is a lot of time for us if EMDC is going democratically through elections. Ngaphandle nxa izahamba ngenye indlela, nxa ihamba democratically ngama-elections, we are preparing for 2023 unless something changes. So khathesi ikho lapho prepare khona. Our fights khathesi are fine-tuning what should happen. Our voices abantu wona lawo should determine how our leaders act. Umuntu engathi ngiyakuthanda, but I do not like you doing this thing. Kuyambulala yini uleader ukuthi nxa ese-approachwa ngabantu besithi ngirepresenta athi no, hamba uye-representwa ngomunye umuntu because mina abantu embafunayo bathi kabangifuni ngisenza lokho. Like the Utatenda is saying, if it is about money, there is plenty of money in defending others, but the voter is not content nxa ebona these public big figures being represented by our leadership. Our leadership can still participate in the justice system, but for the purposes of getting Abantu's trust, can they desist from going to the leadership, ex-leadership here ZANU-PF, and them represent? I'm born Uguti is a difficult thing to ask. I don't see it as a difficult thing. Give me ulito thanda abantu. It's a very easy thing. Imali leo oya ikijimela once every year. You know, you can abdicate from doing that, pass it on to another lawyer to please your voter. Bunzima.
Okay, Masi, can you wait there? Well, there, just wait there. Vosumuzi, Tatenda, young man. You want to come in with something? What you want to tell us, young man?
For me, I just have two things to say though. The first thing is that Vusi might have all these complicated technical and legal jargon to use, but let me put this situation to him in the most basic way to a voter of my age and to my peers, to my age mates who have sort of over the past few months have gave up, and I know a considerable number of them that were staunch MDC supporters, but they've given up. And this is the logic they have. It's as simple as this. You are at a church, and within the church, there's someone who is in charge of the finance department, and that position is always allocated on a rotational basis of 1 year. Let me put it that way. Then you have your friend who's trying to campaign for the same post because he feels like he can utilize that post to develop the church and its resources and manage it better, because the person who's currently holding that position is not managing the funds correctly. He is corrupt. Some funds are going missing, and no one is doing nothing is being done about it. So you then mobilize votes. You then mobilize the church to say, I want to replace this person by the end of the year. So I want your support. I want you to vote for me. And it so happens that before the end of the year comes, that person is found guilty for misappropriating funds. Then you, when everyone is now expecting you to go and replace him or her, you then say, no, what? I'm also a lawyer, and I would want to represent him in the court of law because he deserves to be represented in the court of law, because he's also human and he has his rights to be represented in the court of law, and you want to give him a fair trial. You go and represent that same person, is found not guilty, and guess what? He's returned back to the same post. So me as a voter, me as a church member, how do you want me to process what has just happened? Do you want me to still have the confidence to still expect that you are any different from the same individual, given that it happens again that the person continues stealing money? That's the basic thing I can only say about this whole. Fine, you can have all the jargon, the legalities that you can explain the situation, but this is how, as a voter, as a young voter who doesn't really understand much about politics, interpret this whole situation. So for me, as someone else who has been, actively involved in these things, and I have friends, I have, colleagues and so forth, we have given up is because of these key things that they always try to explain away. But to an average voter who is not a lawyer, these things don't make sense. So it's high time that these people start thinking seriously about it. And
Tendai,
yeah,
can I ask you a question,
yeah,
Tendai?
yeah.
So you don't think it's right for Tendai Biti to go and represent George Charamba in court? Don't you think it's right?
I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right. It's the same as ZANU PF taking maize donations that were donated to the government and redistributing them under the ZANU PF banner. It's the same thing, because the ZANU PF member can then say, I am an MP of that particular area,
I
so
love
I
you,
can distribute
Tatenda.
the
Excuse
maize
me, girl. Wait
however
a
I
I
minute.
want.
absolutely love you.
Masi, wait a
Right.
minute. Yeah, 1 second, 1 second,
Yeah.
1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Listen, guys, give this young boy a chance.
Yeah,
So
but
what I'm trying to say is
One
that
second,
the
one second.
major campaigning point of the MDC was, we want to separate party and state. That has been clear since even Morgan Changrai's days. We want to separate party and state. But
yeah,
now it's the same thing that is happening on the opposition side, but now it's in the legal terms. There is no separation of
nah.
legal representation and being a public office aspirant. So all I'm trying to say, if a ZANU PF supporter can take government donations and distribute them on party lines, because he is also legally, he is able to do that because he is the constituency leader of that particular area. So he can distribute them however he sees fit. So if he then goes and distribute them on party lines, it's not his fault. He can he can boldly say that I'm mandated to distribute those things the way I. So that's another example.
One second.
All I want to say is Nkoma Philip is that, like I said, I know Vusi has all the technical explanations to this, but also let's understand that the average voter, Nkoma Philip, just wants to understand it in a very logical and basic way. You don't need to go about, the legal issues, the state, like the laws or legal whatever that that protects
Amen
them.
to that.
But at the end of the day, I'm asking, are you prohibited from saying?
Listen.
Are you prohibited from saying no or from saying yes? Are you obligated?
Right.
And if the answer is I'm not obligated, then why can't you say no? I guess that's my question. If you are not obligated, why can't you say no?
Yes.
Right.
Philip, can I ask? You said a lot of things. Can I answer? Right.
No, wait, before I need to correct Philip.
Nkoma Philip, I just want him to, I don't want him to respond all the things I said. I just want him to respond.
Listen, guys. Let's have points here. Let's talk here. Let's not come here and talk at the same time. I give you a chance to talk. Right. Vusumuzi, you are going to answer back what this young boy is saying, but he says don't answer all the questions. Just answer. Then Maziwa, Chief Maziwa, you come in. Masi, you come in. Let's enjoy this topic. Let's not fight. We want to finish this topic. We shake hands, right? Vusumuzi, 3 minutes. You answer this young man. 3 minutes, and then Maziwa, you come in. I'm opening you back from unmute. Behave yourselves. My kids.
Right. All right. I said here, I listened, although.
Mute your phone, Tendai. Mute your phone. Go on.
Right. I want to say something. When I came here in this program today, right? I want everybody after this to listen from the time I entered here until I leave after this discussion, after this thing. I've been called names. I've been accused of things that
You need to have a thick skin for it.
No, Maziwa, keep quiet. It's not your turn. Keep quiet.
I've been called names. I've been said that. I've remained my cool, and I continue to do so. I don't know whatever thick skin I need to develop more than this. Right. Going forth, and this is what I want to tell everybody. If people believe we are short-charging Chamisa or the leadership, and they believe that we are ill-representing them in any way, then it's okay. You have him come and answer these questions for you. It doesn't change anything to us. You will get him to talk, he's going to answer you, and we'll stop having these conversations with you. Going forth, what you asked, Tatenda, I think, first, your example, with due respect, is a very poor one. And for you to say we should not use, it's a very poor, it's a very poor example, and it cannot apply to a political organization. I want you to tell me how you envisage running a political organization where you have 20 lawyers, right, who are donating their services to this democratic change that we all aspire, right? And you come here and give us a poor example, and then you make conclusions.
No. Listen.
And then you make.
Maziwa, keep quiet.
You make a conclusion.
Keep quiet, Masi. Keep quiet, Masi.
You make an example out of it, and then you tell that people are rejecting the party because of those things. Your question does not need to be addressed because it's a poor constructed argument. That argument itself does not exist. You see, you have constructed the argument to answer your agenda. That is to say, the political MDC elite or the political leadership of MDC are defending ZANU-PF tax. That's what you are trying to lead us. And we are saying to you, we don't defend ZANU-PF corruption or ZANU-PF tax. We don't defend them. So whatever, you tell us how you want to run this thing, and tell me that if you're going to tell all these people that are here right now who are holding this party, right, and tell them either they ship out or they fall in your line of thought. You being the leader, you are saying you don't want anybody to serve as a judicial officer who is an MDC member or a leader, right? That's the law that you want us to put into place. That ethically, or whatever we say, if you are a judicial officer, you forego your profession and stick to democratic change. That's what you are saying.
Yeah.
Yes, let's assume that.
I am saying, Mina.
Yes, right. This is what I'm saying to you. Imagine being a leader and you put that law into place. What will happen to MDC?
I'll vote for
Right. Okay. Yeah, it's good. It's easier said than done. It means,
it's easy to
let me tell you, this is the thing that you guys don't understand. I'm trying to explain to you that your examples are poorly constructed. The arguments that are putting are not supported by facts, because you are premising your argument on the fact that MDC is representing ZANU-PF corruption, which is not true. It is not true.
Right, wait.
Yes, but you keep on coming back to the same position.
Time, you're repeating the same thing.
Right. Listen to this, guys. Right, listen to this. Listen to this, guys. I want you to listen to me. This, okay? Job Scala represented Muzambi, right? Wellsman Nube represented Pegezela Mpogo, right? Tendai Biti represented Gideon Gono, right? I'm just giving you an example. Yes, it's work. There's nothing wrong with that. But the young man is right to raise the issue that they represented them. So we move on that. We have got the reference here that they were represented. Yes, it's work. But Vosumos, you need to agree that they did represent them, because it's on black and white. I'm bringing you back, Vosumos.
I am saying to you, that is a fact that no one is denied. What is not a fact is that they are representing ZANU-PF corruption. No, we are not defending ZANU-PF corruption. What you say there, it is their duty as judicial officers to go and make sure that the person who accused of corruption gets a free trial. They did not win cases because Ngube represented Mpogo or Job represented Mzembe and they won a trial. No.
Can I say
they won it? Yes, the trial was lost by the prosecution because it did not have enough facts to prove their cases. Full stop.
All right. Wait there, right. Who is talking? Is that Masi or?
Yeah.
Is that Masi?
I want to accept.
Philip, I still want to address you.
Hold on, Mazio.
Okay, one second.
One second. Yeah, I want to accept what Gumbo is saying. That it is true that when ZANU-PF, because the representatives, the legal representatives represent a case that has been brought to them by the prosecution, which is the judiciary system of Zimbabwe that is what captured, So I'm just bringing this as a thought process. We accept as the people of Zimbabwe, including our opposition party, that our judiciary system is faulty. Siyavumelana, Kumbo.
Kumbo, can you hear that?
Sorry. Am I supposed to respond to that?
Tenda, are you okay?
I asked, I'm saying.
Tatenda, are you okay, Tatenda?
Sorry,
I'm saying, I accept Tuguti, you are right in saying that the prosecution failed to prove their case. And the representative is there to see that the due process of law is done. And it is the duty of the prosecution to frame their case and prove their case. And it is not the representative, the defense, to prove the case, and the duty is with the prosecution. We accept.
No, I accept that, yeah. But
Yeah.
there's something question that you said which I don't accept.
So I'm building.
Let me point out.
The issue. I'm building the issue. Let's say from the right, from an understanding.
No, you mentioned it, please, because I don't want to be misquoted. You said, Wena, I'm just going to answer you on that question. You said we all agree. We agree. Okay, I'll take the word all because I don't think you said it.
Yeah.
You said, Bumbo, you agree that the judiciary is captured.
Yes.
Is that what you say? Yeah.
Yes.
I don't agree with that.
It's not captured.
Please. No, I'm not going to say it's not captured or it's captured. I don't agree that our judiciary is in such a compromised situation.
Okay,
if it was, we wouldn't, we wouldn't be going to court. And I can tell you with
it's selectively captured.
I can't say that. Let me say the judgments, some of the judgments that have come from the judiciary of Zimbabwe make sense. It makes sense. It makes sound sense.
Let's still
right?
work with that. Let's still work with
Yep.
that. Huh? And
Yep.
we've also, as the public, including our opposition, accused our judiciary system of sometimes doing trumped up charges. Huh?
No. Me, I've never done that. I want to
Anyone
correct that.
here ever had
The-
the issue of trumped up
yeah,
charges?
not the
Most of the time when
okay,
hear trumped
but
up
you're
charges-
using the wrong word. Listen,
No,
maybe let me correct you.
See now you are
No, it's
presuming
judiciary.
what
No.
I need to do.
No, just to correct so that we can agree together because these things
I'm
become
just saying
very.
we have
When you say
had that.
judiciary, not say the prosecution because judiciary is a different thing.
I'm
Who trumps
using
up
my words
charges?
properly. I'm using my words
Okay.
properly. There's nothing
Okay,
wrong
continue.
with my understanding of those words interchangeably. I'm quite okay in those words. But if you're presuming what I'm leading to and being defensive, we can't frame the argument. Because I can see what now you are presuming what my next statement will be. So are we trying to resolve a situation so that we all understand what the crisis is? Or you are just defending? Then it's pointless.
Right. Okay. 1 second, Mercy. 1 second.
Philip, I need to correct you.
Okay.
When I said
Good.
earlier,
Yeah.
I said, Utatenda, if he runs for public office, I'll be willing to be one of the sponsors.
Oh yes. Sorry about that.
Well, then when usungena ku live usithi ngona mina Utatenda ayivula business.
I didn't say that.
That's what you said.
We can rewind it.
Yeah, so correct.
Right,
So if
guys.
we-
I think
Okay.
I'm going right. Thank you so
All right.
much. However,
No,
I don't think there's relevant questions for me now.
Okay. Can I?
I will leave.
No, Vosumos, can I ask you a question before we go? We all going. Can I ask you a question, Vosumos? What is the way forward as people or who have suffered, especially, we can see a lot of votes, especially in Matabeleland. Ama by-election, the opposition is losing, whether it's rigging or whatever. But what is going on, Vosumos? You are a strong holder of strong supporter of the MTC. And why are you guys losing a lot of by-elections? Before you go.
But it's simple. Listen, the thing is very simple, Baba Swanda. We have been trying to lay out the issues we have in the struggle. People don't want to understand politics and political organizations. People assume that certain things are as simple as they say them. But those things that they are saying are not possible to put together in a political organization. People assume that MDC should be what they think it should be, but what they are saying does not exist anywhere in the world, right? And we lose elections because people come up with these imaginary things and they abandon the struggle. It's the people abandoning the struggle. Right now, we have an issue that has been the hot topic of the day. If we simply summarize it, MDC is being accused of being unethical, being immoral, and defending corruption. Yet that is not true. You see, let me finish my point. And Swanda, that is not a fact It is not a fact. It is how people want to interpret it. And if you ask them,
And we are
how
the
do you
ones
want?
voting, so you should listen to us.
We still have 2.6 million votes.
You
Understand?
don't. There is
Well,
a
I'm part
We
of that
do. We want them. All right, you take your vote. Listen, listen, Swanda, I will be blunt now. I've heard so much of this rubbish going on. And whether you answer people right or not, they continue to make arguments. Yes. Yes, you can take it. Listen, take your, yes. We listen, Swanda. We are an organization and we won't fail because Umasi, they want to accuse us of things that we are not. And those people who come and abandon the struggle. Yes, you can be. Listen, yes.
You are not MDC.
Yes, I say it too. No. The people. Yes, let me tell you, you too. These accusations that we're talking about were there before we went for the elections, and we got 2.6 million votes. Right?
Well, let's see.
Yes. So what I'm saying, Spanda, you see, this is the thing. No, it's all right. We want, because we don't have a problem. The problem here is people talking about things that we are not. And when we refuse to be what they are and wanting them to shape us to what we don't subscribe to, it's okay. We are championing democracy here. I'm telling you,
you guys are very unethical in the
yes, that's okay. That's what you see. That's what I don't know whether you want to promote ZANU-PF or what. Be it. Yeah, we are talking.
Right, Masi and Maziwa, can you please wait, don't push him, let him finish, and then you come in. Today we are in for it, and we want to see Ugutikona because people are tired. People, they want a change in Zimbabwe, but don't come and interact when he's talking. Probably he's talking good points. Give him a chance. Come on, Nkumbo. Tell them.
No, I'm saying this because you see, these accusations have been there and we have told people how the organization works. Nobody here can point out that Ubiti, for say, or Ngube, for say, should be kicked out of the party because they are immoral, they are unethical, and all this.
Including Chamisa himself.
Yeah, right. We will talk about Chamisa himself. That's what you want to say. You talk about him, we mention names, but that is not what is going to happen. We are not going to be detected. Listen, let me. Don't worry. Yes, we are not doomed. Listen, can you see what is happening? That's what I say.
Listen, girls. This is not your war.
Swanda, I'm sorry. Okay. You can't
wait.
Because
no. Listen. They have got a right to attack you because they love you. These are your sisters. So enjoy the topic. Don't be coward. Stay there and answer the questions. Don't be a coward, man. We know that you're afraid of the ladies. Go on, Kumbo.
Swanda, you see what? I say to you, when I came here, I've been called names. I'm going to all these F words. When I start swearing here, when I start telling, no. Listen,
yeah.
You know, when we start giving them power, the next thing is what. I'm going to conclude. What is being said? What is being said today? MDC does not represent corruption.
Before you go, Tatenda wants to talk to you before you go. Tatenda,
I'll talk to him. No, wait. I'm going to finish this thing because all this thing is premised on one thing: that MDC cannot be said to be fighting corruption when they are defending corruption. And I've said to you, they don't defend corruption. One, that's a mistake that people want to deliberately make. And when BT and company and Chamisa Ngube and Job Zikala went for elections, these accusations were already there. Right?
Okay.
Mashi and Mazwi, as they say, Mashi and Mazwi still voted for the opposition. They did. And today we are talking about the opposition being swallowed by ZANU-PF or ZANU-PF attempting to take over all the opposition. And all these other things, all these small little things, issues are popping up. Busi came here and said one good thing. Fine. We'll never be perfect. No organization is perfect. Even in America, which has got 200 years of democracy, they still have issues. But wait, let me finish. We say, what is the way forward? The way forward is not to be criticizing or castigating or accusing MDC of things that they are not. We need to be joining hands and dealing with the real problem in this country. And the real problem in this country is the ZANU-PF mafia gang. That's what it is. And also upholding democracy. Yes, yes, we need to uphold. And one thing.
Yeah. Tatenda, give me a chance to maybe
You muted him, Philip.
Yeah. Oh, no, yes, mute. No, yes, you unmute your Tatenda. Don't do. Go on, Tatenda.
Yeah. There's one thing I don't know. Probably I'm just young. I don't know much, but there's one thing I've understood about leadership. Yeah, there's one thing I've understood about leadership is that every vote counts, and what MDC needs to understand this, whether they want to admit it or not. They don't have structures in communities. They actually depend on floating voters. The floating voters, I mean, people who just feel like this year I'm disgruntled by ZANU and I just want to go and vote for any other party that is not ZANU-PF. So you would find that that's why even when people vote in their numbers during the national elections, the numbers fluctuate so much by the time we go for by-elections. That should serve MDC as a reminder as to why that is. Because they don't have proper following. People just vote as an event of an election happening. So they need to be very careful that every vote counts, because as I stand here, I can mobilize dozens of voters online and in my community. So at the end of the day, we need to start respecting that you can't tell someone or two voters just because you disagree with them that you can go wherever you want to. We still have 2.6 million voters. I don't believe that's proper leadership. Well, at the end of the day, what you're saying is, I know better and you don't. And whatever
I didn't say that. Nah. Listen, no, I didn't say that. Let me tell you.
Okay, I didn't say that. Let me finish.
No. This is the thing. No. You guys, yes, I didn't say that.
Kumpo Maziwa. Just let the young man finish. Let the young man finish. Let the young man finish.
And then say.
No, you are here.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong.
I was quiet all this time. I was quiet all this time.
No, Kumbo.
So all I'm trying to say is people need to understand that communication is two-way. When you say something, it might not be delivered the way you want it, because I can interpret it the way I received it. So at the end of the day, communication with the voters is essential, because when you can't then go and say something and then be shocked that people interpret it in a different way. That's what happens. So people need to be careful with the words they say. They need to be careful.
Let me tell you, my friend. No. Let me tell you. You guys, no. You have been criticizing the.
So at the end of the day, I've been.
Tatenda, hold on. Tatenda, keep quiet. Kumpo, you are a future leader to us, to these young boys, Kumpo. Learn to control your temper, Kumpo, so that you know what, in future when you become a leader, then learn to accept. This is a young boy who wants to, you know what, he wants to learn like you. Your experience in politics is unbelievable, Kumpo. So whether the young man is dreaming, whether the young man is making a mistake or whatever, let him finish what he wants to say. Then you answer. Give the young man a chance to finish what he wants to say. Please, Kumpo, I trust you can do that. No, I muted you, that's why you can't hear me. Just wait, keep quiet. Let it Tatenda finish. Tatenda, I want you to finish, and then you give Kumpo a chance. Just continue, Tatenda, Kumpo. I'm muting you as well. Do that, Tatenda, go on.
I don't know what to say, but one thing I've learned about leadership is that, we people have different ideas. That doesn't mean you should listen to every opinion that comes your way. But whenever you see an opinion now coming from multiple, the same concern, I think there are three of us here who have agreed on the same thing of ethics. And we serve a larger population that is out there. Because if you have to do a sample out of 5 people here, we are going to say more than 70% of people agreed that whatever MDC is doing is ethically not correct. So we can use this as a sample. So then if leadership listens to the voters or the potential voters, they can then decide to make a decision based on these findings or this sample I'm saying, to say 70% of the people who are going to vote for you, they've said this is not ethically right. So as a leadership, what do we need to do? Because at the end of the day, I am sitting here, I'm asking myself, if Tendai Biti is a lawyer, if Job Sikala is a lawyer, does he only survive on ZANU-PF cases? If he doesn't, then why does he feel like he's obligated to take those cases on board? Unless if he's obligated to take cases. So that's the same logic I'm coming from. He said that, they are earning a living, they are surviving. But at the end of the day, does it mean that the courts of Zimbabwe, they are only addressing ZANU-PF based cases, of which that's not right? There are so many things that are happening in Zimbabwe that need representation. There are so many people who have done so many things, rape, murder, and so forth. They need representation and they can pay for it. So are we only saying that the amount of cases that are paying enough, they only come from ZANU-PF? That's not correct and that's false. So I don't get the conclusion that they survive on these cases is they are judicial officers and they are supposed to take every case that comes to them. That's not correct, because there are cases, so many of them, that they can represent and they can do away with them. But why are they not taking them on board? That's the question that majority of young people are considering. And just to say, like, some things that Gumbo doesn't know, I was at some point in an executive or student leadership at a university that is 23,000 students. So I also have a lot of network with a lot of young people in different networks and organizations in Zimbabwe. So I understand the dynamics and the questions that young people are asking. And these are some of the questions. So it's up to the proper leadership with the right mindset to then say, we heard you, and this is the way to go. And we understand your concerns, but we can't keep saying, oh, well, they survive on these cases, they survive on these cases. Are we only saying that ZANU-PF cases are the only ones that are active in courts of law? That's not correct, and that's a lie. So all I'm saying is, listen to the audience, listen to the voters. 3 people in a conversation of 5 people, it's a big enough number, it's a big enough percentage for you to start thinking deep about this issue. And you heard it. It's whether you deny it or continue play ignorant about it, well, it's up to you. But at the end of the day, a Zimbabwean voter has come to a point where they cannot be blackmailed for votes. People want action. People want delivery. Saying ZANU-PF is bad, ZANU-PF is bad, it's no longer good enough for everyone. People want action, and they want to see the results. They want ethics. They want, competence. That's what they want. We want results. It's no longer enough to keep saying, well, you just vote for us because ZANU-PF is bad. Just to vote for us because ZANU-PF is corrupt. It's not enough anymore. But if that message is not good enough for Gumbo to listen, if what Masi is saying is not good enough for him to listen, if what Maziwa is not good enough for him to listen, then as people who are on this platform, it's high time we start thinking about the leadership we want. That's all I'm saying.
Well done, young man. Well done. Well done for your brevity.
Thank you.
Right, guys. Well done, young man. Guys, we're about to wrap up. But before we give Umasi lo Maziwa, Sizo Z uphuzile ukungena kodwa siyakunikeza lawo isikhathi.
Okay.
Uzethi uyafika 20 hours now. Siyamnika 5 minutes uzethi. Malume.
Yeah, Marabra Nkulu. With me, guys,
Tender stay there in front of the Usain.
I'll talk for the benefit of Zimbabweans and the political entities or people that are in politics. We have to be very careful if fighting a regime like ZANU-PF. There have been regimes that have existed since the beginning of time, right? Like ZANU-PF. And people that see themselves or are lifted up to fight those regimes, they have always drawn a line somewhere. It's a little sacrifice to prove to the people that they are representing that they are different from the people that they want to remove, right? MTC has got it prides itself as an organization that has got besides the law society, it's got more lawyers. Right? By default, it becomes the so-called law society of the opposition parties, because there's no other opposition party or anyone that is in opposition that has an organization that has more lawyers than the MTC. Right? If that is the case, we have to then go back and say, okay, how were the other parties dealing with the situation that is MTC is facing? Right? We'll start off with the Southern African Party, one of the first ones. I don't think there's anyone after that, the ANC. When ANC, in its beginning, yeah, it had more lawyers than MTC does today. You hear what I'm saying? Then we have to ask the question. Then they were fighting a regime that the majority of the people did not want to be ruled by it. Yeah, was it then the ANC going around representing the white apartheid rulers of South Africa? And the answer is clear. That is a no.
No.
Then we say, okay, maybe that is abnormal. Yeah. Then we go back to Zimbabwe and say, okay, let's deal with Zimbabwe. When ZAP was ZAP, yeah, 61, he had more lawyers again, yeah, than MTC does today. It was fighting a regime that is similar to ZANU. Finds itself, ZANU has taken over that regime's seat, and it does the same thing. Then we have to put the question again. Were those guys representing the Smith regime or members of the Smith regime fighting on properties that did not belong to them? And the answer to that is no. Why? Yeah? And it's a simple answer. If you are going to ask people to take out something that you call as heinous and as evil as ZANU-PF, yeah? This is what we were told by MTC when they taught us the Constitution, yeah? Something that does not even listen or agree to the Constitution. Why don't you put and you go behind and represent them to earn money? It then gives a bad taste to the people, right? But this is a question that MTC has to ask itself. I'll give you one good example of that. When
Someone says it's a poor example because
this is why
the previous people were white.
This is why. When Umpoko, the former vice president, yeah, using an unconstitutional 51% takeover of companies, the ones that we demonstrated and said with MTC. I want you to understand this. When the 51% takeover of companies, I myself was demonstrating with MTC members, yeah, about that unconstitutional act of taking over a company that does not belong to you, and you're taking 1% of it. Yeah. When we were turning around and campaigning that, it turns out later on, Ungube represents Umpoko to get the shares and the money due to him on his 51%. We all say it as opposition party. That is a wrong thing to put on. You cannot take 50% of someone's money. Then my question becomes this to Ugumbo, if he's still there. Maluma.
He's gone.
My question becomes this to
He's gone. He's gone.
Okay, it becomes this to anyone of MTC. If we are going to represent the people that we are saying as people on the ground that this act is wrong, in law, Malume, you've got the right to refuse a case, yeah, based on ethics, based on your own morals. So if I am MTC and I am a lawyer, and I'm saying I have to remove ZANU-PF, yeah, as an evil entity that is affecting my people that I'm representing, yeah, and the ZANU-PF person comes to me and say, Zeti, can you represent me? I can spot that as it goes against my ethics. As an opposition party member and as a representative of the people that I want to remove you, yeah? So I cannot represent you, unfortunately. Go and get represented by someone who's going to turn around and do that. A lot of people have done it. The Jews have done it. But this is when the question becomes very hard for MDC to answer. I know we are living in a country called Zimbabwe. Hustling has become a third hand that we have. Yeah. For me to actually turn around and get a house, I have to then have a photocopy a membership of ZANU. Yeah. For me to run a business, I have to turn around and eat with ZANU PF and smile at ZANU PF. Yeah. That is life that we understand. But let's draw the line. Let's not turn around and go and rub it on people's faces. Yeah. If you're asking the people to sacrifice themselves, blood, sweat, and tears to remove a party, at least allow have the guts to come to us and say, I have refused this amount of money. Yeah. I don't think it would be wrong for the leaders of MTC to be found living in Bari. Yeah.
Okay,
They were not living in Mayadin. Yeah, they were not living in the posh areas. Live in Bari with the people, then we'll understand that we are suffering the same as us. But the idea of big houses, big cars, nice suits, representing people without any food, then we ask yourself what Tatenda is asking, what are you eating? Where are you eating from?
So you are saying you are saying they've got no choice because of the ruling. You've got enough, they can pay whatever they want to pay, and the others abakwanis. Is that what you're saying? Abala Luto?
No, they've got a choice. They've got a choice because a choice that they have. All the youth in Zimbabwe have been asking that choice that has been asked by the questionnaire Liana, and they've made a choice every single day. Even I make a choice every single day. Do I want to earn a ZANU card? I can go and get a ZANU card tomorrow. But what's making me not get a ZANU card is the morality that I'm saying we want to remove it. Yeah.
So you are saying
can go and get a ZANU card tomorrow. Nothing is stopping you, and there are benefits for getting a ZANU card.
So you are saying the leader of the opposition, like Nelson Chamisa, let's just say Nelson Chamisa, you think he should tell his MPs now that, guys, we are fighting a struggle here. Let's not defend them even when it comes to whatever. Let's not. Is that what you're saying?
He should stop. He should start off by his companies. Him said before he starts talking to his MPs, clean himself up with his companies first. This was ama companies like Asebenzelobani. His tech companies.
But is it a crime for you, Zed, for you to support ZANU PF and your wife to support MDC?
It is, for me, it is a crime to support ZANU PF.
No. For you to support ZANU PF and your son to your wife to support MDC, is it a crime?
Yes, to me, it's a crime.
Why is it a crime?
Because ZANU PF is not just a political party. ZANU PF stopped being a political party in the early 70s. It became a murderous cult.
No,
therefore it's got crimes. It's got crimes to answer for.
All right. Okay, Zed. Right. Just 1 second. Right, Mercy, what you want to wrap up with?
I'm really thankful that there are people like Utatenda. I mean, I'm like to be very honest. I am a voter who influences other voters. Local, whether you like me or you don't, I am influential. Politically, there are people who listen to my interpretation of politics, especially women my age, my peer group. Whether bakhona abanye abantu who don't like my words, but I do research stuff that I say. And as an absent voter in Zimbabwe, I feel it's important to educate people on voting. And there are many people who listen to my critique. I'm very glad that there are people like Utatenda who exercise freedom of or critical autonomy to say ipattern is I choose Injan. And as a youth, I'm very comfortable that the choices that they will make will be just ones. The way he has framed his position politically and what will determine his choices, I think he has used the right type of critique to arrive at the answer that he will in 2023. But what I would like to say to the MDC leadership is Zimbabwe is very clear, and I think it was part of their campaign modus operandi, to accept that the youth of Zimbabwe were going to be the turning point in our democracy. So if the older people in MDC do not want to listen to Tatenda, they actually occupy the largest proportional vote in Zimbabwe. You can ignore them at your peril. But the new Zimbabwean youth is educated. He has critical autonomy and he has influence. Social media is a tool we can use. And it's a tool we can use to research you. We can research you in your company to know how you are in business. We can know how you are in your legal standing. And we can also know how you are as a person. So unlike before, where ZANU-PF can use rhetoric to talk to its people, the leaders of the opposition party, including Omanyika, Omoyo, Othokozani Kupe, and the MDC, Yabo Chamisa and Biti, they should wake up and accept that the Zimbabwe of today is not illiterate. Number one, we are not illiterate, and we will not be insulted on social media and emotionally blackmailed and have a similar Barakashi in MDC who will think they can insult us into 2023. 2023 will be the most critical vote they will ever have. It will be the most honest because we come here, we tell them exactly how we feel. It is a choice by them, whether they listen to it or not. Our freedom in Zimbabwe will not be determined by them telling us what our freedom will look like. Right now, we are telling them what it wants to look like. They can ignore that, we don't force them. But Urakasha Tatenda will not change that vote on the day when we will vote. So, asilalela naneni, let's build the democracy we want. Let us build the voting ground we want, taking into consideration all our fears. I'll live by this. The people of Matebeleland, you keep bringing them up, Wena Philip, and saying, why are they acting differently in voting? Unlike anybody else in Zimbabwe, the people of Matebeleland have known what opposition politics is before all of Zimbabwe knew what opposition politics. We are the genesis of opposition politics in Zimbabwe. When we got independent, we listened to voices. As Fanana Labona Lababati Chete Chete, 1980 people were saying one party state. The voices of the people in Matebeleland saying that is a dangerous position to be, to champion a one party state. Baba ignore. And we ended up with Umgad in a dictatorship. So Katesi Lani, these slogans that you are doing now remind us of 1980 when we said this is wrong. As an ideology, it is wrong. It is not how we want to lead our party. So you can do that, but the people who are disgruntled by ZANU-PF will see the traits of ZANU-PF in you and they will reject you. They will protest vote continuously and give their votes to other political parties to show you the line. You can hate me all you like. That will be the reality. Ama-fears abantu beMatebeleland awokuchampiona umuntu, and you say chete chete, give them a bad taste. It puts us back to 1980, where 2 years later we were dealing with Kukurawundi. So Gasilalelaneni, these issues of worshipping a person give a bad taste. Stop it now. Do not think.
Yeah, but listen, Mercy. Listen. Every political party has got a slogan.
But I'm telling you, slogans.
Yes. Listen. Every political party.
That's true. 1980.
Yes.
Malume Philip. Yes. Can I explain to you where the slogan comes from?
Yes, go on.
2008, if everyone remembers 2008. Yeah. 2008, there was Kushungwe Chete Chete. Do you remember that? That's where it comes from. Kushungwe Chete Chete, because Oma position now. ZANU created that slogan. 2014, there was Sabe Chete Chete, meaning Sabe, meaning Umoken Changran. It was Sabe Chete Chete.
Left that party.
Yeah. Taking it from 2008, what thing was going on. Then about 2015, 2016, then there was a WhatsApp group that was created called Chamisa Chete Chete. That's the WhatsApp group. A lot of us were in
No,
there
it's just a nickname.
at
It's
that
just a
time.
nickname. Is that a registered name? I don't care. Is that a
No,
registered
we are
name?
No, madam,
no, we are saying
lalela.
as a slogan.
Tshela
It makes
ukuthi
a
sivela
good
ngaphi.
taste.
Right? Ukuthi Chete uchete kubani? Who? That means you are saying ukuthi a Philip Chete. That means anyone. Masa ngifuna ukuzwa Tatenda. I don't want to hear you. Anyone. I do not want to hear. I want to hear Philip only. Yeah.
Okay, all right, 1 second. Okay, well, before I come to you, you said right. 1 second. Maziwa, what's your wrap up, my dear sister? Maziwa, umithile. Okay, Maziwa, uzimithile. Right, Tatenda, my young man. My sister there, Z stay there. Tatenda, what's your final say on this program, young man?
Yeah, I think I've said all I wanted to say, and I'll just probably part ways by just adding on to what Zeti said, is that politics is built on ideas. It's built on ideas. It's even economies, they're built on ideas, not just worshipping people and saying or using someone as the benchmark for what's should I say, what should be right and what justice is. We don't allow the idea to set what should be just, but we allow the personality of a person to say what should be just. And I think Malema also said it, where like you were saying, we don't want a system where if one person say a red barretta it's illegal, then whatever that the person opinion is then treated as the legal right, or and then across the country everyone is now prohibited from wearing a beret when everyone else was never consulted. So we don't want a situation like that, because it usually comes when we put people above the law. We treat them like they are gods, and that has been our political like system in Zimbabwe, and it needs to change. Economies don't change by individuals; they are changed by ideas. Our systems, they are not changed by individuals or people; they are changed by ideas. Because people die. Like one of my favorite a spokesword said, like, people die, but ideas live forever. So Mugabe might have died, but whatever ideas he implemented, they still remain with the people that live on. And those ideas can be passed from generation to generation. So that's why we are struggling with this problem. So we need to start looking at things from an ideological perspective, not to use people as the basis of how we should progress as a society, not to look at the dressing of an individual as how we should progress as a society, not looking at the eloquence of people and determine and use that as a determinant of how we should progress, but ideas. What is that person
Okay,
representing?
right. Okay, before you go, Tatenda,
Yeah.
do you think it's too late for MDC to be a strong opposition for 2023 at your age? Do you think they can change in the next few months if they listen to people, if they talk to people? Do you think something can change and MDC become again a strong hold and a strong opposition which can challenge ZANU-PF?
Yeah, it's a lot of things can change in Koma Philip. Like a lot of things can change. But then, like I said, the politics of Zimbabwe, it's top-down approach. What the leader says is what the voters should conform to, not what the voters are saying. So, and it's the same thing that ZANU-PF does. What the leader says is what the people should conform to, instead of the leaders conforming to what the people want. So, as long as that approach, there's that mismatch of approach, we are going to have a problem, because we have leaders who impose things that are not relevant to the constituents. Because you'll be like, okay, so what are these ideas that these people are implementing? Did they even consult? No. But it's because 6 people somewhere in some room, in a cabinet room, in a meeting room, they decided this is all right for Philip and Tatenda and Zet. So let's do it for them. But do those people want those things? So we need to change the approach. Let the voters, because of these platforms you have, like where we share these ideas, someone should be communicating. Like we saw in a platform, people were airing out these views. On another platform, people were airing out these views. In a certain bar, in a certain football stadium, and so forth, people were airing out these views. So how can we adopt them and make sure that we shape our vision based on what the people are saying? Not for one person, Philip, to then say, "Oh, because I'm Philip, I think this is what's right for you." And if a person asks a question, you then want to impose your explanation on that person to say either you believe what I have to explain about this, or either you move out or ship out. That shouldn't be the approach that our society should be governed by. So I guess, yeah, that's all. And what Marcy said, this Zimbabwean society is changing. We have young people who are looking at what's happening in the US, who are looking at what's happening in South Africa. The internet is there. People are reading. People are educating themselves. So we are now getting a different idea of what politics should be, a different idea what should I say unit should be, in terms of, I feel like your older generation, sometimes I feel like, tribal issues and so forth, they are still rife, but with the younger people are now are integrating, people are intermarrying, people are going to the same university, studying in the same classes. So we've kind of, been bound by ideas more than where you come from, more than the church you go to, more than anything else. But we are now bound by ideas. What ideas do you resemble? So that's all I can say, with this, politics issue. We need to start embracing ideas, not people. Because as long as we put people above ideas, what will happen when Chamisa is no longer there? So does it mean that we are no longer going to have an opposition because one person is no longer there? No. But we need to embody what Chamisa represents. What does he represent? Such that when tomorrow he is not there, we don't want to hear Chamisa anymore, but we want to hear the ideas that Chamisa stood for. So that's the same thing, I can only say.
Right, young man, it's a tender. We would love to have you in all of our topics if you can, young man. We love your brains and keep in touch with us. If you need anything like data, let us know so that we can always engage you. Thank you so much, young man. You are so good. Zed, your last remarks, my boy. And then
With me,
Squabble.
I'll say exactly what everyone has been saying, but I'll say it
Yeah.
maybe in a very harsh way. In a very harsh way. They always say, Manume Philip, that if we do not listen to the young ones, to the ones that are at the bottom, they will always turn around and burn your house down for them to build on top of your ashes. It was done by ZANU PF when it burnt its own houses and its own fathers' houses down. ZAPU did the same as well. That's why they got the independence that they wanted. And if these political parties do not listen to the people will burn their houses down and build their own utopia on top of where they burnt the houses of the Rhodesians. That's all.
Okay. Right. Umaziwa laphana uzimutile. Maziwa nxa usizwa uzimutile kade sifuna ukuzwa last minute yakho but uzimutile Maziwa. Uma bese ubusuqedile Masi angithi? Masi, do you still want to say something?
No, I'm quite happy. Mina, politically, I like debates, and I think you're
Yeah.
doing the right thing, Philip. Carry on doing those things, and if you can pay for Tatenda's data,
Yeah, he's very
he
good with
doesn't
the
have
boy.
to ask. He doesn't have to ask for it. You need to just top it up and ask him to come to the show.
Yeah. No, he's a lovely boy. He's a lovely boy, and dai wanga usina kuroora kune munhu achokuda panapa tatenda wachodiwa mfana nevanhu vakawanda. Guys, umaziwa lapana uchief maziwa ukhanye ngani hayi ngasalokhuze kasabambeki, but uzimutile lapana. Masi, thank you so much. My young brother said you have dropped it. Thank you so much. Tatenda, young man, inbox me,
Salute,
young
salute.
man. Thank you so much, Masi. Inbox me, my boy, my young boy. Thank you so much. I'm very disappointed with my brother Uvosumuzi. We are Kalala all the time, and I'm not happy with him to do that because this is a program. Brothers and sisters, it has been good to have been here for 3 hours together. Thank you so much, my sis Masi. Good night, Maziwa. Good night. Tatenda, young man, look after yourself. Thank you so much. Keep in touch. Inbox me, then we can see how we can help you, young man. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tatenda. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Maziwa susele wedwa. Sis Maziwa, do you have anything?
bengisifake kumute kathi
Okay. Yeah, in your last words, Maziwa, what do you want to say? Ufuna ukuvalelisa
but
sithini?
MDC laba ngabe if MDC doesn't want to change and doesn't want to listen, ogumbo besenza ama tantrum lapho behamba. You know what? And throwing tantrums here because we said they are unethical. And they're throwing tantrums and leaving and saying that they have 2.6 million. sizahlangana ngo-2023 sifuna ukuwabona la ma-2.6 million votes. Bye.
Right. Thank you so much, Maziwa. Thank you so much. Right. My last remarks is, guys, it's up to you. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. And to be honest enough, I know Zimbabweans, you have suffered enough. We have suffered enough. I have suffered enough. I live in the diaspora. I've been in the diaspora for 20 years. I want to see change. Where is the change coming from? Who can give me a better election? MTC, is it not the time to talk? Is it too late for you to come together and talk? Come on. Can you help the people of Zimbabwe? Can you sit down? You need someone to sit you down so that, you know what, we can have a better opposition. Come on. I know. Who am I? Who do I think that is a better leader? Who do I think can challenge the ZANU-PF? It's up to you guys to decide who you want to vote for. But we have got brains. A young man called Nelson Chamisa. We have got our sister Thokozane Kupe. We have got Noah Manyika. We have got Nkosana Moyo. Why can't these people come together and sit down and swallow their prides and make a better political party and challenge ZANU-PF? That's what I had for you today. My name is Philip Swanda. Let's meet on other programs. I know it's late. Thank you very much. I want to thank all those people who came in to contribute on this topic. Thank you so much. And I keep on saying, you know what, guys, it's your time. You can make a difference. I can make a difference. Talk to your parents. Advise your parents. Give them some updates about what is happening in Zimbabwe. People of Zimbabwe have suffered a lot. Vote for whoever you want to vote for. I know where my vote is going to. I know who I'm going to vote for. I know who I'm going to tell my parents to vote for. But it's your choice. Have a good night. God bless you. Ndinokutenda zikuru. Ngiyalibonga kakhulu. Ngathi sangane kunezimwe zirongwa ahlangane kwezinye izihlelo. My name is the Air Marshal Commander Philip Swan. God bless you. Good night.